Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to another beautiful night live from the Mushroom Kingdom as we are getting ready for the finals, grand finals of the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer 2020 tournament here on SpeedGaming. Hello to everyone on the Twitch front page. I also want to welcome you as well. We have a great matchup for all of you here tonight. We have mitchflowerpower versus MaCobra52. I am Cyclone. I am joined by two wonderful people here, Matty J316 and our tournament administrator, Pro07. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Good evening.
So why don't you guys tell us about each of the runners that we have here tonight?
Well, on our right, we have the defending champion, MaCobra52, who has, since he's joined us early 2018, not long after the first tournament, has cut an impressive swath through the field, having won 3 major tournaments in a row. He won the one-shot tournament in 2018. He won the tournament last year, our main tournament, 2019 tournament, over Classic Gamer 88, and defeated mitchflowerpower along the way in a 2-game sweep. And then he won the SpeedGaming Live tournament in October of 2019, defeating me, actually, in a 7-game duel. So MaCobra is a battle-tested and very impressive player, both in the Rando and the vanilla game, and he's looking to go back-to-back. So...
And we have
those joining us for the very first time as far as what the randomizer is. It's very simple. Everything you're about to see is Super Mario Bros. 3 in essence, but everything's mixed up. Enemy placement, the airship placement. Most auto-scrollers have it removed except for the exception of 2, which we'll get into deeper in the evening. End cards for this particular matchup are removed. You will not see them at all. And the goal of each race up to 5 is the very same. It's Warpless, so you gotta beat every Koopaling. Get the World 8. Get the World 8. You find the keep. You find the keep. You get to the castle. Get the castle. Kill the Koopa. Kill the Koopa first. You win the race. Simple as that.
And as you noted, this is a best-of-5 matchup. Throughout this tournament, we've had best-of-3, but for both the bronze matchup and today, we are playing a best-of-5. Bronze matchup was yesterday. Finals are today. And the first runner to win 3 of the 5 races that we have, or potential 5 races, is going to end up winning the entire tournament. It is all on the line today. We are going to crown a champion. Can MaCobra...
We are doling out Lord Koopa Stanley's cup this evening, a digital version, of course.
Right. So, and real quick, I'll give a quick rundown on mitchflowerpower, who is, if anybody has watched any Mario 3 at all in the last 5 years, he needs no introduction. This is his 3rd trip to at least the semifinals. He finished 2nd in 2018, losing in 3 games to Duckfist. And last year he finished 3rd, defeating GamerCal in the bronze medal match. This year he has arguably played the best out of anybody so far in this tournament, going 12-1 in all of his tournament matches, counting group play and brackets. So he is a man on a mission, and he is looking to take the title from MaCobra, who defeated him 2-0 last year in the semifinals. MaCobra has had a little bit of a bumpy road on his path to defending his title. He went 5-1 in group play, splitting a pair of matches with Buzz Thunder. He needed 3 games to defeat Human Mustard and Tapatio J in the brackets. So overall, he's 11-3. Although I will say, in the semifinals against Paradox, I think he played his best matches to date. He really put 2 very strong matches together and really put on a good show.
So yeah, those records don't necessarily mean one runner is going to have a better chance here. Every seed is different. Each seed will cause you to play differently. So it is possible that the seeds may have been better for Mitch's runs. I don't know. I don't know how to thus determine how a seed is better than the other in some cases. But nonetheless, both runners are superb runners. MaCobra is the defending champion. This is Mitch's second trip to the finals. Who's going to go ahead and take the title? We're going to get some guesses in chat, I'm sure. But we are looking forward to finding out.
I think at the very least, both runners are going to take a game. We saw it last night, and it could depend on how nasty the seeds get. Game 1 last night between Hacksaw and Paradox. Paradox had a whale of a time with 7-5 Cheap. That really set him back, and he basically punted game 1. He actually played pretty well after he got past that opening obstacle. But then he came right back and took game 2. So, you really have to take it kind of game by game at this point. So it is one of those things where you have to kind of think in both the terms of the whole thing, but also the individual games. So yeah, you got to have that mindset. And with 5 games potentially on the table here, it is going to be an endurance test. Our runners are going to really be putting their nose to the grindstone here.
And our runners have been set on the way, so just a quick note, make sure, for those of you just filtering in from the front page, go ahead and give SpeedGaming a follow, as well as SpeedGaming 2 and 236, and you'll be able to find all the events happening here, and we'll talk more about those later as well. But the runners are on their way. Get your guesses in chat, ladies and gentlemen. What world are we going to be visiting first today? 1 through 7. World 8 is the last world, so 1 through 7, get those guesses in chat. What do you think, guys?
I'm going to go 7. We need reverse world order.
We got
World 5 starting us off with a fart right on top, right before a pipe check.
Here we go. Yes.
And we're getting a quick look at 3-9. So 3-9, one of the levels at the end of World 3 is our first area today. And there's a mushroom, which Mitch is going to go for. MaCobra is as well. They want that power up for damage boosts.
And of course, as we said, as mentioned, both are extremely well-versed runners. MaCobra, the reigning champion, and mitchflowerpower, a perennial member of the Super Mario Brothers speedrunning community. This will be a barn burner for sure.
Yeah. Both players are very. I would say MaCobra is very accomplished at the vanilla game as well. He doesn't have world records like Mitch, but he's put up to get some very respectable times in the Warpless and 100% category. So if push comes to shove, he can do the speed strats very effectively. We're in 6F2 now, Ice Fort.
Both runners made the fly under the to make it quicker, but MaCobra got hung up slightly. Mitch got it clean. MaCobra also lost his leaf. Mitch still has his tail.
We'll see if that tail.
This will be a very obviously the paths will vary going into the later into the race. However, it is fair to say it is a very even situation, and we're already kissing the sky. Not so much.
We're staying in the ground.
Staying in Paradox. But that's about it. Now they kiss the sky.
So Paradox Pipe just took them to the tower. So now it's on to 6-4 and all of its wonderful lag at the beginning.
But then it gets easier with the P-switch jumping. That little part at the end, that last platform can be tricky if you try and cut through there. So runners will sometimes go over. And Mitch now has a slight, about 1 second lead.
Yeah, so both of them getting identical Hammer Bro patterns. MaCobra is actually going for the Hammer Bro. Mitch ignored it. It gets a star. But Mitch is going for that power-up in 3-5 and took some damage along the way.
I'm guessing Mitch will go back to check the items. Since it is the first world, it's a good idea to get a few items so that you can look for some Hammer Brothers suits or some P-Wings, things like that. We know now that it's just a star, so he won't miss anything if he doesn't.
Right.
Normally, if it was earlier in the tournament, we would be hunting for hammers and hammer suits as hammers. Normally there's an option to have the hammer to break rocks and locks. However, that's been removed for this final matchup.
Right.
Hammers will not figure very prominently, maybe for World 3 and 2, as the positioning of those rocks stay static no matter what.
Looks like Mitch is getting gamble on not being the Hammer Brother. He has continued on to the next stage. and this is 3-1 that we're in right now. So we're getting both of the water levels out of the way right away from World 3.
Yeah, and it's a calculated risk going for the items or not. It is about 15 seconds per, and if you're not getting anything like really valuable, then you're wasting time. So it's kind of positional. Some runners will ignore them unless they're directly in their path, and while others will take the chance to get those extra clouds and hammer suits. So 2-5 now for Mitch. MaCobra just finishing up 3-1.
Mitch ran into a flying Paragoon at eye level, and that cost him his mushroom. So both are operating small.
That's the risk of the randomization right there. Enemies are randomized, including their placement, and just such an example, a Fire Brother on Mitch's side, which takes a 100 coin toll.
And MaCobra actually got the Boomerang Brothers, and Mitch just got those now. So it shows they do change on each tile of the map.
They are randomized every time, so that's not a bad thing. If you don't think you can beat that Hammer Brother but need the item, you can take a hit if you're a small Mario in that case.
So because of
we enter the airship at fairly even pace. For those wondering how do we keep track of the worlds where you have our notepads, but the progression is always displayed at the bottom of the screen in the lower third of each runner's place. We have a two-hitter quitter.
Wow. So
regular 3-hitter.
That is a regular 3-hitter. It was a regular 3-hitter.
Regular 3-hitter.
So a vanilla airship in every sense of the word. 456 for Mitch. 447 for MaCobra.
It's gonna be a very, very tight race. For those of you in the chat who want to guess what is the next world, go right ahead. But
Let's
as
go
I
to
said,
World
if you want
7.
to keep track of it, for those wondering, there's World 4, by the way.
So we've got 2 forts for sure because we've got a lock and a bridge that need to be created. There's a fort right there. All right, so the pipes are all connected pretty closely to one another. So MaCobra is going to play the Hammer Bro, gets a P-Wing.
That can be useful for flying over a very otherwise frightening stage. So there are some stages where the runners may use that.
We got the Navy for those new around. Anything that produces an orb from a boom is technically considered a fort. That's why you see the Navy on the screen right now. You will see the Air Force and what we call super tanks, the last tank level of the game before you get Bowser's Castle. All 3 are in the fort pool, as it were.
Right. And by the same token, the first tanks level of World 8, a Jet World 4, incidentally, the tanks level and the hands level from World 8 are thrown into the regular level pools, so it cuts both ways. So
And MaCobra is showing off. So you're about to say the same thing. MaCobra is showing off how to quickly do the airship with auto scroll turned off.
Right. And we have our second straight of vanilla airship, World 4, and Iggy's hitbox strikes again.
Hey, Iggy's hitbox. Again,
twice.
But this is by no means a wide margin. They will trade the lead at least once or twice before hitting World 8.
Oh yeah, and the 9-second gap remains as we go into the next world. Predictions, chat?
I'm thinking World 3.
You're going in reverse order, I see. I'll say 1.
I'm still going to say 7. I just want to be right once. There it is.
And World 7.
So
Cyclone, you're correct in that. We have the pyramid up first.
So this is a forced draw as far as the routing. It's pretty linear. So the lock there is a red herring. It could be one fort somewhere in this world. One fort is unique among the forts in that logic assumes you always go for the item. So that means the lock cannot be in a place that prevents progression.
Mitch had
it's the only fort that does that, actually. And
Mitch had an cleaner ending of the pyramid there that you might have just seen, but he lost his mushroom, so he does have a little disadvantage in terms of not being able to damage boost right now until he gets another power up.
And as I mentioned, for those wondering how you can track the progress on your screen, look at the bottom where it says World 3. While the worlds will be different, you'll see the title of the world on the screen, on the main screen. On the bottom, you'll see how many worlds each player has completed so far.
So they got to create a bridge.
Programmed into the new version of the randomizer as well. For those one,
they got to create a bridge to get to the castle. So MaCobra is going to go straight for the fort. He's going to have to play the Piranha stage to get there. The Piranha stage, incidentally, is one of there's a hammer. There is one of 4 stages that will never be randomized. The Tower in World 5, plus the 2 Piranha stages, plus Bowser, of course. So
yeah, Bowser is at there. That's why I said at the very end, how do you beat the game? You gotta kill the you gotta beat the Koopa. That's how you gotta do it. You gotta you gotta kill Bowser. But the Piranhas, I believe an attempt was made to get them randomized. However, it was found that it's a little more difficult. So they've been left vanilla for World 7.
So we have a request in chat that we all identify ourselves again. So I'll just start that. I am Cyclone.
I'm Pro A007.
And my name is Matty J.
So, and our 2 competitors here, MaCobra52, are defending champion of the randomizer tournament. Cobra found the pipe, but he wants to gamble. He wants to see if he can get a shortcut out of this. So is Mitch. And MaCobra has found it, but now he's got to find the other path to the other fort.
Yeah, we need to find the other fort to build the bridge to the castle.
Yeah, we found the
play is very
access.
interesting. You could beat the Piranha plant right now and open up the path, or you could just beat the castle, and it looks like both are looking to find the cow. Oh my god! How am I pausing, bro?
MaCobra's found it.
We found a hair where they just killed himself, but let's see what the item is in the stages. A fire flower. So if we find the other 2 stages like this from World 8, they will all have a fire flower at the end of them.
We call these the hand levels, as the hand levels always have the same item. In vanilla, it is a leaf. However, that's been randomized as well. So every single hand level, all 3 of them will have the fire flowers.
So MaCobra and Mitch both guessed correctly. The World 7 forts do have a tendency to be paired together. So they figured that 7F1, aka Fort Knox, would be the other fort on the table, and they were correct.
Coming in with a tail already on your person is a very good way to get through that fort quickly. Otherwise, it's a bit of a slog.
Yeah, MaCobra made a slight routing error there. He got his pipes mixed up. So that's going to let Mitch catch up a little bit here.
They're about 3 seconds apart on the Piranha stage right now. Ooh, Rich got hit by a fireball that managed to get out in time, and there's a P-Wing at the bottom of this Piranha stage.
So we have our first non-vanilla airship with the World 3 airship, so Ludwig will be fought on a flat surface.
And how many hits will Ludwig be? He's heavy, so there's 2 hits. There's the 3rd hit, and that's 3.
So 3 vanilla Koopas in terms of their attributes and their hit points.
We can assure you those worlds have been randomized.
And the hit point attributes. I'm sure we'll see one change later on. Anywhere from 1 to 5. And we're getting a look at the time for the lead here. The time for the lead is about 9 seconds right now.
Yeah, about 8-9 seconds by my count. So, next world, I'm going to say 1. And it's 3.
World 3 is up next. What's in the letter for those wondering and you missed it? Nothing. It's World 7. You always get the letter from the King of the Koopas.
We'll have to keep an eye out for the item inventory checks next to see if we can discern what that item was.
Yeah. So 2-4 leads off here. Mitch was trying to use P-Speed strats, got a little tied up there, but gets through MaCobra, and Mitch getting sub-pixeled there. So we have 2 forts, 2 pipes, only a double hammer. This is interesting.
Double hammer move.
Oh my.
That's huge. MaCobra going for the double hammer. One of the few worlds you can actually use a hammer with for breaking rocks.
Mitch
having some trouble with the fort.
I think that was intentional. I think he realized.
Yeah, he just realized it.
He's doing the pipe check as well. Finds an interesting distribution so far. Loses a P-Wing, trades off another hammer. He gets the hammer back. And on the side of MaCobra, you have the beta level. There are, I believe, 9 in total now that are mixed in with the level pool. This happens to be the beta level for 1.5.
And I think, and because the way that you enter this level, I think it was originally meant to be the level in the pyramid, I'm guessing. But they looks like they changed it and then made the same pyramid entrance used for the pyramid instead. So I think they just turned that into 2 levels instead using that level.
So there's a question in chat. How valuable is the hammer in this? It depends. There are only 4 worlds where the hammer really pays off.
I just saw one of those worlds right now with the double hammer play. In this regular games, we do a weekly race, which will probably kick off more than likely either next week or the week after that. We usually have the option for the hammers to break both blocks and rocks. In that case, hammers become very valuable.
Now, you may have noticed there was a lock in front of the castle, so now MaCobra has gone to carpet for it. May have to go back to the World 8 for it in order to complete that, if that's the one that opens the lock. So we're going to find out from MaCobra's side momentarily if he chose the right port.
So, yeah, 1 in 3 chance here, because there's 3 forts in this world. He knows where to go. Now it's just a question. And he's going to play the hammer, bro, so he's going to get his hammer now.
Oh, I just got rid of 2 of those.
Alright, so MaCobra can now check the pipe. Is this it? Was it carpet fort? No.
No, it wasn't.
0 for 1. So now he's probably going to play 8. He's probably going to go to 3-1's location and play 8 fort because it's... No, he's not. Oh, I see what he's doing. He wants to... Okay. Oh, he's going for it. He's going...
Yes. And that's what it looks like.
He's going for 3.
If he guesses incorrectly here and Mitch ends up going back to World 8 for it, and that's the correct one, that can get Mitch.
It is a gamble. It is absolutely a gamble. But at this point, I think it's fair to say it's early enough that, especially in the context of the series, it is early enough that a gamble like this could be worth it. At least it's worth trying it.
Mitch actually made a good play checking the map to see if that lock indeed broke. It did not. So he knew that it was worth taking a look. So MaCobra is in 3F1. He was trying to go for the door 3 skip, which is a 1-frame window that allows you to skip, basically skip about 5 seconds worth of the fort. So Haxor actually did a success. Haxor, I think, did it successfully last night.
Haxor is the king of that. One of the kings of that strat, actually. So that does not surprise me at all.
So it looks like we are going to get that answer to the question I posed a moment ago. We're going to see in about a moment or so whether Mitch is going to be able to make up time here, because MaCobra just threw the fort.
Got it.
He got the right one because the other lock is still there.
It, but we should mention a beautiful one-cycle play out of mitchflowerpower as well.
So MaCobra with a gutsy call. He played an extra level to do this on top of everything else, and is right on the money here. And he is in the driver's seat. He's got a 2-stage lead now on mitchflowerpower.
and Mitch is about to get the bad news if he hasn't already noticed. And he's back. He's in those 2 stages now.
Right. Now the good news is it's 3F1. It's 3F1 and World 3. There's a one-hit Wendy. So in terms of levels, you could do worse.
Yeah, Wendy did not go to Wendy's, only went to the health food store for game 1.
Yeah, that was a side salad Wendy today. So we'll see if she beefs up later.
All right, in the chat, what world is next?
I'm gonna say 1.
Well, you'll be right eventually.
Yeah. So
Thinking world 2, actually.
well, it's one of 2 level worlds where hammers are still in play.
Hey, world 2 is up next. A feather in the letter, a leaf, so to speak.
So 2-2 and 2-1. That's kind of a Fred. A 2-2 and 2-1. That's
2-2 and 2-1. That's vanilla in world, but definitely not in position.
Too many 2s for my liking.
Yeah, it's really close. So 1821 to grab for MaCobra. So that's kind of a long first half.
Mitch was taking an inventory check to see if he could get Big Mario in there. He's gonna have to get through that airship.
So
another beta level, as a matter of fact, on the screen right now.
So after he plays this in the next level, he'll probably check the pipe to see where the pipe will take him and if that hammer is needed. It's not a guarantee.
We should probably mention, since Mitch Flower did have the star power while killing Wendy, we have noticed Wendy is a one-hitter quitter. However, we should mention the stars do not kill the Koopalings. They are not effective against the Koopalings. They help to absorb a few hits before you lose invincibility, but that's about it.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, and that's because there normally are not starmen on the airship, so the Koopa kids were not programmed to be vulnerable to the Starman.
Yeah.
A couple of levels ahead is MaCobra going into this World 2. Mitch just now joining us in World 2.
So hammer not useful here. MaCobra's going to have to play the coin ship, which again, auto-scroller turned off.
That was an interesting blooper.
Yeah, a little glitchy there. Nice one cycle there by MaCobra. Picks up another hammer. It can only be useful in World 6 from this point on. There are a couple of places hammers are useful there, so MaCobra doing a nice job dancing around the enemies. Mitch as well in 2-2, so...
And the nice run through the World 2 thwomps. And now Spike Room. And there are some spikes up top, so if you come in here with a P-Wing, you have to be careful in the sky because you will get hit and you will come down.
They're not drawn. You don't see them, but they are there. That's the developers pulling a little bit of a troll on you, just in case you were thinking about it.
Yeah. So MaCobra with about a 90-second lead as he is now on the World 7 airship. But we still have 2 worlds left. We have Worlds 1 and 6 remaining. And, of course, we have World 8, a.k.a. the Great Equalizer. Races
a.k.a. double hockey sticks.
Yeah, and races are won and lost.
I'm just going to say the same thing. I actually did call a race in this tournament where we did have 4-fort versus 1-fort situation, and it was a come from behind. So games have been lost in World 8.
No, this is a case of, I've said it once, I'll say it again. MaCobra has a lead, but not the lead at this point.
Right.
Correct.
But so we are done. We are actually one world into the back half of this first game. Of course, this could go. This could get up to 5, but the first to 3 wins the whole kit and caboodle.
We have
another leaf in the letter and World Uno.
And I don't think we've seen the Hammer Brothers suit yet, have we?
We have not.
No. So this fort is required only by terms of routing, but it is not required to go for the lock.
Now they won't be able to go
by virtue of saying World 1, we officially know that World 6 will be last before we enter World 8. For those who are joining us, the world order is 5, 4, 7, 3, 2, 1, 6, and of course World 8.
Now I noticed that MaCobra did not have a lead. He could not go for the item there if he wanted to, and there was a seed earlier in this tournament where their only Hammer Brother suit in the game was actually located up there, so that could be an advantage that is lost here for either runner if they're not able to get that.
Ooh, bad. A little bit of bad luck on MaCobra's side. Did take care of the Piranha, but the hitbox was just there for just that extra frame longer, but so that unfortunately took MaCobra down to, now he's obviously down to Small Mario.
Yeah, stood a little bit far back from the bullet bill and took the extra hit there.
So MaCobra kind of played it safe there in 8-1. 8-1 can be a nasty stage. Just nothing crazy. Just do what he has to do.
Did we ever mention that was a one-hitter Morton, by the way?
I don't believe we did. Yeah, we have not.
So MaCobra now has a 2-minute lead on mitchflowerpower based on my split. So 22-17 to 24-20. So MaCobra in good shape right now as we get closer and closer to the end. And right now the item situation is not going to allow Mitch a shot here to really close the gap. It's really going to come down to World 8 or a really trolley level.
There have not been a lot of useful items I find in the pool at all. Like I've seen a couple P-Wings, but a couple Starmen, but and also some skipped Hammer Brothers in Mitch's case. So he does get to go up here, though. If this is a Hammer Brother suit, this could be big for him. It is a mushroom, though.
It is a mushroom. It is still very useful, especially with the level of play that is going on, but I'm willing to bet it's one of those situations where Mitch was like, I was kind of hoping for a hammer suit. For those wondering, hammer suits do kill. For those who are new to Mario 3 or not played the hammer suit, the hammers have, I believe it's 5 or 6 hits per frame. So it is possible they get a very quick kill on Bowser.
Mitch is making up time. He had a cleaner ending of 8-1, and MaCobra also got hung up on the stage he was just doing there as well at one point.
Yeah, so Jugum Cloud from MaCobra off the Hammer Bro. And Mitch actually went top route in 8-1. That's not something you normally see a speedrunner do, but 8-1 can, as we stated, be treacherous. So he probably made the right choice there.
Yeah, I think at this point, top route is the safe strats. Obviously, as you saw with MaCobra, had a difficult time.
Larry with a
finishing off clean.
So 26-21 for MaCobra. Mitch is just about done with 3F2.
Now, we talked about World 8 being the great equalizer. We can actually still have some action here in World 6, because World 6,
World 6 is the longest map in the game, so again, we have a few hammers and some rocks can be broken if a hammer is available. But if we saw the 2 hammers that were used in World 3, we have a hammer suit in the letter. We are guaranteed a shot at a hammer suit kill. However, it is only an attempt, as you will hopefully get to see a little later. In Bowser's Castle, a few things happen randomized as well.
Mitch actually had 2 Lakitos on his screen. That was very strange.
And treacherous terrain as well.
I'm a little surprised MaCobra didn't use the cloud there on the 3-3 because there was a pipe right there. That's a free pass, basically.
Yeah, free pass. You use the cloud. The pipe is technically, well, about as free as a pipe in front of the lock. That's as close to vanilla as you can get. But a music box is available, and MaCobra is going to use it. We have the Air Force as the next fort.
Oh, MaCobra takes a 100 coin fine on the Jets.
So yeah,
and he has to beat that He has to beat it.
Yeah. That was an unfortunate hiccup there by Cobra. Mitch grabs the wand at about 28:05, so he caught up a little bit there.
Yeah, Mitch is doing a good job making up time, but I'm wondering if he can make up the amount of time he still needs to bring this one back. It may, again, come down to how World 8 works.
Yeah, with pipes randomized as far as where they can take you, it can create some very interesting routing.
Oh, we have Boss Bass.
Here's, ladies and gentlemen, here's the star of the show, the big Boss Bass.
Almost got a meal there.
The official mascots of Super Mario 3 Rando, as you can see, he likes to eat some Mario. And almost played goaltender, but MaCobra quick on the draw. Back it goes into the pipe and done with that 4-1.
Mitch is now about a stage and a half behind, I think, if I'm remembering where the Jets were on MaCobra's side a moment ago.
Just about. More Hammer Brother action. And the star in there. And the coin ship says, where do you think you're going? You gotta beat me too.
Yeah, you can't note block past the coin ship. Those have to be played.
And another star for the troubles.
Boss Bass going to get another opportunity for a meal. Mitch came down at the point where Boss Bass wouldn't jump, so Boss Bass just kept swimming right under him.
Yeah, the hitbox is inside the gulper, so that's a thing.
MaCobra's going for it. He's gambling that this is a 2-fort World 6, so that means he doesn't have to play that fort and can just go on ahead. So, and he could be right. And Human Mustard, I think has been counting better than I have, and I think he's come to the conclusion that I have. So this could work. Let's see.
Well, Mitch breaks the hammer and
an extra high got it. There it is. MaCobra at the end of World 6.
Now the only unfortunate thing here is MaCobra still has a cloud, so he should have used it in World 6, because the odds of it actually being useful in World 8 are pretty remote.
It could happen, but as you said, it is very remote. It may just be a case where you save time getting to a pipe, if anything.
Mitch starting to catch up there, about 60 seconds or thereabouts away. And he's about to enter his airship, so he's just about 30 seconds away.
Yeah. So MaCobra will lead by about 45 seconds going into World 8. So Mitch has caught up. MaCobra's still in the lead, but it's going to be interesting. Another hammer suit.
Interesting. Couple of the hammer. We have 2 hammer suits, so we're at least guaranteed 1 attempt and a hammer suit kill if we enter another Fort F1 on the side of MaCobra. Mitch. Oh,
so noticing that Mitch was made up. Noticing Mitch was made up all this time.
We do.
Noticing Mitch was made up all this time, we should point out that the only thing that he did wrong, if you want to use the word wrong, is that he made the wrong call on which fort to play first in World when we had World 3 up. That's the only thing that he did differently that really made a huge difference here. He's made up a ton of time. If he had picked the right fort, he might actually be in the lead right now.
Right. So, okay. So...
But both are in HE double hockey sticks, and MaCobra going with one of the levels that has, one of the ones, and MaCobra opting for the 100 coin U-turn.
Yeah, no need to finish a stage that has nothing behind it. And look, MaCobra did use that cloud and found a pipe, so he's going to save on that pipe, so he doesn't have to
one of those cases of the cloud, and we do know that a bridge need be built, but
he might have to play the stage anyway.
He may have to. He may have to. Let's see if he does. He's got to build at least one bridge, as we saw.
Just the one.
He is in front of a fort. Will this boom boom build the bridge to the end of game number 1?
Mitch has already used
with the hammer suit. He's got 2. He could use it. No,
wrong one.
No dice.
So
the hunt continues.
Incidentally, MaCobra skipped 1-4 in the process. Now he's in super tank.
This is
vanilla.
vanilla.
Super tank.
This is vanilla. It's actually the tank.
This is vanilla. This is the vanilla on map sprite for vanilla tanks, or super tanks, as we should, the super army. Mitch, about to make the same discovery here.
Yeah. So Mitch,
nothing's unlocked on the Dark World. MaCobra making a check. He's got the ability to do so. No.
Mitch lost his hammer suit.
Mitch lost his hammer suit. He does have another one. MaCobra making sure he's taking care of all of his options, so he does not have to. The airship is available. He's gonna try it.
It's Navy. Navy is the answer. So 6F1 is the gatekeeper.
Well, Mitch is going to do the same order here. He's going to do the super tanks right now. So we know this is going to keep MaCobra a little bit ahead here.
MaCobra taking an unintended hit there. He's trying to damage boost his way through. It took a hit that he didn't intend off the wall there, but he'll finish off 6F1, and then it's a dead-on sprint to the finish. MaCobra got himself bailed out on not using his cloud in World 6 when he could have, and now he is well in control here. This is his race to lose, 100%.
And is the
we are guaranteed close to a sub 40 if nothing goes wrong.
Now, will the bridge be built now, or does he have to find the last one? The bridge is built.
It is. We got it.
That was the 4th fort.
Hammer suit, and in the most recent version of this randomizer, all lasers and fire patterns. Oh, look at that clip! Now
nice
randomized as we get into the top route and bottom route lava pit run.
We should probably explain how they managed to do that tiny clip. By the way,
subpixel manipulation, ladies and gentlemen.
He's gonna try and do it again to clip through this wall.
The rule of thumb is 3 strikes and move on, but MaCobra's got time.
He doesn't know he's got time. He doesn't know he's got time, but he does have time.
Doesn't have too much time, though, because... Okay,
Mitch is catching up.
You should move on at this point.
Yeah.
He's refusing to move on.
Finally
he got it! He got it!
Okay. Eighth try from MaCobra. He is going to take game 1 here of this finals match, unless something horrific happens in the next 15 seconds.
And hi Bowser, bye Bowser, it's done. Mitch with a very he came close. He's doing the vanilla route for the castle, but it will be too little, too late.
Yeah, he didn't get
race
that
number
first
1.
Clip.
Official SRL time. Don MaCobra. Official SRL time. 36:49. That's game number 1.
Now, Mitch didn't get the first clip, but he is going for the second one now. I don't know if he's looked at the SRL channel yet, but he is going to finish the fight here and try to clip through this wall and get to Bowser. And nope, not that time. So this is about his 5th attempt. Close, but not quite. Still going to try and do it here, but either way, we do have MaCobra, as noted, he is up 1-0 in the specified matchup. Mitch does get the clip.
Mitch gets the clip as well.
Took about as long as MaCobra did, actually. And he's going to get his own hi Bowser, bye Bowser, and we're going to have him also clock into finishing time here when he does. And there it goes.
And official SRL time about to be entered for Mitch Flowerpower. We are done. 37:58 official.
That was a difference of 1 minute and 9 seconds. Now, that's about a stage and a half, depending on the kind of stages you think of when you say that.
I will say this. That's how close we expect all races to be at this point.
And possibly closer than that.
We have two high-level racers.
Yeah, it could even be closer than that because we've had some races that have been a few seconds apart in this tournament. So 1 minute 9 seconds, still about as close as we expect it to be at this point. Comes down to one move that causes the difference. I think that Fort World 3 was the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That gambling on it not being 8 Fort was ultimately what gave MaCobra the cushion for most of the match. So we're going to get game 2 ready to go here in a couple of minutes. So stay tuned and get ready for more Mario 3 randomizer action.
We will be right back.
We'll be right back after this. Do not go away.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Tournament, the grand finals of the 2020 edition, as we have had an exciting tournament leading up to this, and now it's all down to the last two. We are now getting ready for game 2 of 5 of this finals match. MaCobra52 took game 1 of this best of 5 match, thanks in large part to a very astute gamble on his part. Forts in World 3, he guessed correctly, saved himself about a minute, and staked himself to a solid lead that he never relinquished from that point on.
And for those of you just joining us now, just to introduce ourselves again as we're starting our second game here, I'm Cyclone, that was Pro07, and with us also is Matty J.
Good evening, everybody. Well, once again, game 2 of 5, with MaCobra taking the first one for those joining us in 36:49, and Mitch at 37:58, just about a minute over the time.
So we're leading off here in World 4, and all right, so this is not quite going to be as nice as World 1 was in World 4 was in Game 1, where it was a jet seed.
Mitch already not liking the stage in World 4, noticing it's not in the stage that will give him an item, so he goes to the pipe. And we found Fort Knox already, so we're going to have to do the long trek here.
Yeah, that's not great. He might actually decide to take the 100-coin fine here. I thought he might have gone for the item in the mushroom house.
That sounds to be like more of a 100-coin toll than a 100-coin U-turn, but we'll see. Sumo Bros giving Mitch some trouble.
MaCobra is going to play the stage. Mitch is getting the item from, I think it was a note box. Did I see that correctly? I got it too late.
Yes. It was, I believe it was a note box. Alright, so MaCobra has got his Tanuki suit.
We're going to try and get this synced up in a moment here. Looks like we're having an attempt to get that done right now.
So while we're getting that sorted out, I'm Pro007. Joining me on the mic tonight is Cyclone. Say hi, Cyclone.
Yep, we just did this a moment ago, actually.
Yeah. Just making sure. And Matty J316, I'm your. I am actually the tournament organizer, if you will, for this, and it's been a great thrill, I must say, seeing all these great matches and all these great players putting on a terrific show for us.
And we're getting a little closer to being in sync now. They're about within a few microseconds now, so we have MaCobra on one of those Ham Brother fights, getting the item there. No bridge yet, so he has to go back and find the fort to do that. Mitch is completing the fort, and it's going to get the bad news here, I think.
He has a hammer, isn't he?
So it looks like Mitch is getting that hammer now himself. And we have found one of the water stages that we don't really want to do.
This is actually a case where it actually would be a good idea to use that hammer. I would think.
Notice what MaCobra is doing with the statue. He's using the statue to drop down quickly in the water. That's a very interesting tactic I've not seen a lot of runners use.
Largely because it rarely, if ever, comes up. But this is a very nice bit of strategy by MaCobra's. Mitch has opted to use that hammer, I believe. So he's in 6F2.
He's on the correct board. He's hoping the double hammer doesn't come to be needed in World 3 again.
I have Call of the Wild 2020.
Yeah.
You want the movie?
Yeah.
Why?
It's funny.
So interesting
interesting
gamble there by mitchflowerpower. There are only 4 worlds where the hammer actually is valuable. 2, 3, and 6 are the other ones. So this is going to be interesting. So yeah, Mitch ended up skipping a tough level. So therefore, that could play into his benefit. He's going to have the lead going out of World 1.
So it's going to come at the cost of what's going to happen with that hammer later. Will that hammer be something that MaCobra can get a bigger advantage with later?
He might. He just might.
So I had a moment of lag on my commentary stream. I didn't see how many hits that was on Iggy, but we're going to try and get that information for you later. Actually, in a moment when MaCobra does it.
It was a
Frog showing the letter and World 5.
I'm laughing at the King's message as I mentioned. I just had some stream like, this is Windows technical support.
Timing. Sometimes Rando has it.
Looks like a 3-hit, Larry.
Yeah, so Mitch is in World 5 now. MaCobra is 43 seconds behind right now, as of this moment. Alright. So, looks like the tower is going to be required this time. They were able to avoid it. Mitch is going to skip the Hammer Bros altogether. He's going straight for that tower. He is not wasting any time.
And the pipe was stayed on the ground, so now we're going to have to use the tower and actually have to play the tower today.
So as I mentioned
we
in
have
game
the world's
1,
longest pipe transition here.
So as I mentioned in game 1, the tower in World 5 is 4 stages that can never be randomized because of its uniqueness to the game. The others, of course, are Bowser and the 2 Piranha stages in World 7.
So Mitch gets up the pipe and he's in the sky. And he's in a great position. Only 1 stage in the way. No other forts have to be played. That's about as free of a World 5 as you're going to get. MaCobra is in the spiral tower right now.
So Mitch is on the World 6 airship.
Is he going to go check the power up? No, he's just going to go right on. He's happy with the fire flower. He wants to try to shoot the Koopa if possible because it's a flat surface. And he's going to do that. He's going to fire at Roy here. And I don't think it was enough fireballs. It was a 2-hitter Roy.
So Mitch Flowerpower gets the wand at 6:53. Cobra's about a stage and a half behind right now in the early going. He still has an extra hammer, so that could swing this in a matter of minutes. So let's see what happens. What's our next world, chat?
Get your guesses in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say world 1, 2.
And next up is World 2.
So we have an interesting pipe draw here.
For Mitch, and you turn.
So it's a 3-fort World 2, so he has to play at least one to move this along. So the hammer, chat correct, hammer is no value in World 2, unfortunately.
There are still a couple worlds that it could be useful in, but if we don't see any more hammers at this point, it looks like Mitch might have made the right play using it where he did.
So a 1 minute, 3-second gap between the runners. Okay, Mitch is probably going to swing around and go and just finish the rest of this world because the lock didn't visibly break on the screen. Yep.
Yeah, that means he can just go around, not have to do any more force, just do these 2 stages and go.
Mitch is done with 5-6. MaCobra is just underway here in World 2.
And Mitch used his cloud to get past that 3 panel, so he just goes straight into what is the World 4 airship. So he's going to do the speed run without the auto scroll. This turns this about, I want to say, 100 to 120 second airship into a 10-second sprint. And 2-hitter. I don't think we've seen a single 5-hit Koopaling yet today, have we?
No.
And you just jinxed it.
Well, I want to see him. That's why I say that.
MaCobra almost got ahead of himself there in 5-6. Almost took an accidental drop into the pit.
There's a comment in chat that someone is hoping that was Atlantis that got skipped and that MaCobra ends up playing it.
No, but it's not a whole lot better. 5-3 is not a level you necessarily want to see. 5-3 is not only pretty nasty, can be really nasty as far as the enemy set is concerned. It's really long. It takes about 40 seconds.
Yeah, it is one of the longer levels to see here because you have to go all this way back. There's a boss pass. We're not going to see him on the lower level, thankfully. But, so he's going to have to go hungry again.
So, yeah, a fortunate turn of events there for mitchflowerpower. Because he got that hammer bro with the cloud, he was able to skip along and go straight to the end here and skip a rather nasty level. So, the power of Rando strikes again.
If this is a case where making the right play at the right time just pays off. MaCobra did it last game, ironically enough, in World 3 with the fort. Now mitchflowerpower is skipped the stage in World 2 and managed to skip a stage that would have taken a long time, as well as using a hammer in the previous world, which allowed him to also save some additional time. So we'll see if that hammer ends up coming into play for MaCobra later, but other than that, Mitch has a pretty good lead off of that right now.
Well, based on the way things are turning out, his only hope is World 6 at this point. It's got to be a good map draw to allow him a chance at it. But right now, yeah, this is looking pretty good for Mitch here in Game 2, as he has a 2+ minute lead now on MaCobra.
And we get our orb situation, so let's get those orbs in chat.
And Chad also made a good point. Mitch has skipped 5-3 and 6-6 because of his play.
Lock at Wendy's door, so we got to get that fixed.
Yeah, we need to get a lock-picking tool for that.
We do have a hammer and a letter as well.
Looks like we've got a lot of stages on the way to the fourth. That spike plant just fell into the pit. Took a bath.
So Mitch is going to have to play 2 levels to get to the fort in the corner. So starting with 6-8, not too bad. A lot of nippers, though.
We're seeing 3-9 on MaCobra's side. That was the first stage in the last seed, so we're seeing it now.
All right, so Mitch is in 1-6. He can go. He gets the P speed, so he can avoid having to take the elevator.
Very nice fly there, and he's at the end of the stage. So we're now in carpet 4, and he loses the leaf immediately. Got a glimpse of the upper part of the stage. And that Starman is going to make this a bit of a quicker affair. He gets to just run through those discs now. And he's in the door and has to just avoid whoever's down here. We have a hot foot, the stay put variety, a dry bones is going to go off the side of the screen, and a boo.
Yeah, one thing that was added to the randomizer, the hot feet there are 2 different kinds. There's the normal hot feet, which only approach you when you turn away, and then what we call the drunk hot feet, who will move randomly in various patterns.
And there's a star in that. There's a star in that fort. We're getting another upside down orb in just right now.
Orb.
I call them the wild hot foot because they always are wild. And Mitch has unlocked the door and then goes to fight Wendy, who happens to be in the World 1 airship.
Yep, the lock has been picked, and the introductory airship of the game to introduce you to the airship levels, and Wendy awaits at the start, and it was a one-hitter Wendy. So Wendy is still consuming those side salads.
So that was 14:22 for Mitch Flowerpower. That's 4 minutes faster than what MaCobra had at the first half. So this seed has been much faster compared to the first game.
Yeah, this front half has been very quick indeed.
Yeah, depending on the World 6 and World 8 layouts, the 30 could be possible. Definitely a 35.
Well, we have 1, 6, and 7 remaining. So, and
Music
here's
Box
7.
and World 7 is up next.
There's the 9 panel. We're not going to go to that because that's not going to do anything for us at this point. Found a fort and he's going to play it. And they just Pirana fort, and should he just take the fine? No, he's going to go ahead and play it anyway.
I think he might have to, from the looks of it.
He might.
Well, not necessarily, but it's probably good to do this now because you don't want to be jumping around back and forth if you can help it.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
It's probably one of those forts where it may not clear the path to the end, but it clears the path in case you have to find the end. That's just about as bad.
Yeah, we'll see if MaCobra ends up making the same play later, or if he runs into that thing. Mitch cannot power boost through the tunnel of tough love here. He is small, doesn't have the ability to damage boost at that point.
So Chad is asking, what is the randomized world record? Well, there really isn't one.
No.
But if for the tournament bracket flags that we're using, a really good time is sub 30. If you can get a sub 30 seed, you're doing really well.
Yeah, sub 30 is quick. We've seen in earlier bracket stages where end cards were used with the hammers breaking locks and rocks. We've seen sub 25 races. It's rare, but we have seen sub 25.
I don't think we've seen
the brackets that we're using right now. Sub 30 is excellent.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen sub 25 with this flag set yet, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, anything sub 30 is really good. And Mitch using the frog suit, so gets that out of the way and gets the super mushroom out of that.
And actually, sub 35, sub 40 is what we saw in the first race, is actually still very good, all things considered.
Yes, it is.
The fastest time, I believe, so far in this tournament is 27:30 by Teak. So those were under tourney flag 2 controls. MaCobra in the quarterfinals did clock a 27:59 in game 3 against Tapatio J.
So MaCobra is talking to the king who was changed into a newt and got better at 17-15 or thereabouts. So about a 3-minute lead, I think, at this point, if I remember that right.
Yeah, he's about 2.5 minutes ahead right now as he's on the World 5 airship.
And I think that Mitch only played the one fort. If that's the case, that might have been the right fort.
It was a 1-fort World 7, so... Yeah, so it was the only play. And it's a one-hit Ludwig.
The moon-jumping one-hit Ludwig.
Mitch retaining a big lead going into the next world. That was a Jet 7, all things considered.
Yeah, 3-minute World 7.
So
Definitely
we have
not
1 in 6.
a free World 7, but definitely a $2.99 World 7 at the very least.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 in 6 remaining, and at World 1, so... And it's a 1-fort World 1 with a bridge, so we already know what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
So once again, for the second game in a row, we will finish with both World 6 and the final randomized slot.
So and for MaCobra, he really needs a good map here to move this along.
Yeah, World 6 and whether he can use that... Oh, hello, Cheap Cheap. World 6, whether he can use that hammer is really going to say a lot about what's going to happen in this race for him, because he is still significantly behind compared to where he was in the first race.
Yeah.
And being able to use that hammer is going to mean a lot for him right now.
Yeah, MaCobra's got 2 hammers. Theoretically, you could use both of them, though whether or not that would actually pay off it is entirely dependent on the map.
Probably only one I'm going to guess can come in useful here. And in that case, Mitch probably has another one as well.
Mitch,
I think I saw
that thing there. Go ahead.
I saw a Hammer Brothers suit in MaCobra's inventory. Not sure where they got that, but they do have that for Bowser.
I believe that might have been in one of the letters. I think we haven't seen either letter for pop up with an item. I think that might have been that.
It might have been, yeah.
So MaCobra gets the wand at 1949. He actually gained some time because Mitch kind of took a couple of route divergences trying to find his way to the airship, so he lost a little time there, but he's still in the driver's seat.
And that was 5-2, I think he just said. And that's the one you don't want to fall down to the bottom because it's a long fall down to a very tough stage. So you want to make sure you go up on that stage.
Yeah, you're actually better off taking the 100-coin fine and just doing it again. It's actually a little faster, ironically.
True.
So, for those of you just joining us, this is the Super Mario Bros. 3 2020 Randomizer Grand Finals match between mitchflowerpower and MaCobra52. This is a best-of-5 tournament where we will see all of the wonderful things about Mario randomized, world order, levels, enemies, you name it, it's probably been randomized.
Another one-hit Koopaling. I think that's like 7 or 8 of them tonight.
I know. So 2053
well
for
the
Mitch
rest of the
Flowerpower.
randomized races.
So 2053 for Mitch. MaCobra did take game 1 by about a minute over Mitch, and so we'll see if he can go for the sweep and defend his title, or if Mitch, after 2 misses, is going to take his first randomizer title.
Let's see where this first pipe is going to go. It's only going to take us to where the fort would normally be. So he's going to take the loss of his fire to fire, ironically, and pick up a star for it.
And we did have a pipe check. Mitch is going to take another look.
No penalty for this.
Breaks the rock. It's the only place he could use it. Oh, that's huge. If that fort breaks that lock, that's huge.
We found 5-9. We found a stage we don't want to play.
No, that is the one. That is the one you don't want to see right there. That's 5-9. That is auto-scrolled because, well, you need an auto scroll to beat
This
it.
is huge for MaCobra right now because he can break that block and get right to that fort as long as the coin ship is in the way. If Mitch has to play the coin ship, that's 3 stages he has to do.
Right.
Coming in, by the way.
You're fine.
Mike, am I coming in, by the way?
You are coming in.
All right, good.
Yeah, so MaCobra has a chance here to gain some time. Mitch is going to have to play that coin ship. So he is closing in, but he's still got a bit of a gap to overcome here.
Let's see when he's trying to finish the fort because that's going to be the main thing that we look at here.
MaCobra might have the screen
That
skip.
is
Another hammer for Mitch.
Now, that hammer's not going to do anything for him now because that rock is... He can now use the rock instead of taking the pipe on the way back. That's the most he can do. I don't think there's another spot to use that hammer.
He'll be able to do 2 hammers here, and it'll actually pay off. So that's good. But he's still got a lot of time to make up. So Super Tanks for Mitch. MaCobra's 2 minutes behind going into World 6.
So the fort is down for mitchflowerpower. It crumbles at 23:35, and he is going to do the Navy.
He has to, so because that lock didn't move in 6-8.
Yeah.
Behind 6-8.
We'll do quick work of that.
Yeah, it's a quick shot. Again, like all other stages, that auto scrolls that have a boom boom in them. Actually, no, I lied. That's not true. Like all stages that are held behind those icons on the World 8 map, they auto scroll.
So MaCobra is playing Super Tanks, and well, Haxor makes a good point. Both probably could end up being required because we don't see what's on the other side of the map. Mitch finally breaks the hammer so he can move forward, but MaCobra has gained a fairly decent amount of time here.
It's a 58-second difference.
So yeah, right now we're about a minute difference here. Big leap for MaCobra, but Mitch now he's forging ahead. And yes, that was the tunnel, the infamous 1-5 tunnel for Mitch. And this is where if he's got perfect sub pixel manipulation, he's got it. All he's got to do is get that 1 frame jump.
I'm a little surprised MaCobra went for the coin ship. He had the music box. He could have just ignored the coin ship altogether.
No, the coin ship still activates under the music box.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he could have gone around it, but he got a hammer for it, so moot point. But he could have gone around. I'm a little surprised by that.
So Mitch does complete, and MaCobra is now in 1-5.
So MaCobra does have a cloud remaining. He better use it.
He's gonna have to. Mitch is now in the airship. Takes a split, and that probably was a neat input there.
Yeah, that's.
This is the nice little feature of the randomizer. Airships are locked. That means the castle is the end of the map. The airship does not move. That's done, obviously.
It'd be a pain to have to find that thing.
MaCobra has stormed back. He is less than a stage behind mitchflowerpower after being behind by about 2 minutes for most of this race. Some good hammer and cloud play has put him right back into this.
They are right on the same stage and actually just a few seconds apart. Literally 6-7 seconds apart right now. We have a race going into World 8, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very, very gourmet shrimp platter Lemmy here today. 5-hit Lemmy.
Jumbo
First 5-hit
shrimp.
Koopaling.
5 seconds separates the runners going into World 8.
But I was wondering, the world order was 4, 5, 2, 3, 7, 1, 6. And we're going to take HE double hockey sticks at a fairly even place. Mitch in a lead at that point, but that could obviously change if if World 8 plays like a maze, not as like a straight line.
The king wants us to change him back. Should we do that?
And
Well, I don't know. We got hand level blocking both quote unquote vanilla pipes here.
That could come into play. A hand grab could be a deciding factor.
MaCobra is notorious for having bad hand luck, but and a real quick shout out, I just saw him in our chat. Our 2018 champion, Duckfist. Hello, Duckfist. Welcome back.
I remember when Big John and I called that matchup. Those were some close races as well.
Yeah, Duckfist defeated Mitch 2-1 in 2018.
And that was, I believe, the first champion. And then we had MaCobra in 2019. MaCobra going for the repeat this year.
Right. So MaCobra's an 8-2, and got to deal with a cheap.
And the have levels gave out hammers.
Which don't have
At
any
the
use
one
for
spot
us.
you don't want them, hammers.
Can we just turn on a Hammer Brothers shooting call today?
Yeah, really. So
It'd be nice. It'd be nice.
So World 8
Mitch is
for
an 8.
World 8. Isn't that somewhat French vanilla?
MaCobra having a little trouble in 8-2 finally closes it out.
Mitch with a very clean stage so far. He is in the door, takes the boost through the ghost, and gets in the door. One cycle, gonna do the boom boom fight, and that doesn't work any differently.
Okay,
One bridge.
so one bridge is required. This could be it right here. Is it Navy or is it Air Force?
Lock didn't break, so that's a good
Air
sign.
Force is done, or that Navy is done, I should say. Mitch making got a check.
He still has to play 8-2.
Oh.
MaCobra could take a commanding lead here.
So MaCobra's in 2-4. Mitch is in 8-2.
Oh, no!
Oh no!
What a bad time to take
You know, I'm a
100.5.
regular in the chat for one of Mitch's streams. That I could hear him say frag.
And he shakes the quicksand. Is going to get assailed by the cheap as he falls down.
All right, so this is... Okay, so Mitch is probably correct here. Unless it's in the dark area, which is possible. We've only seen 3 of the 4 forts so far. So it's not a guarantee of anything.
Well, Mitch thinks he has to go through this pipe to get to the end now, and he's going to check that pipe next to the left of where he is now. And he's going to see if we have...
He finds nothing.
Another pipe.
Cut. We have the lane reactions, what it is.
There it is!
Oh, there it is! He's got it! He
Now
can
he-
tie it up
Mitch-
right now.
He just has to have a clean Bowser's Castle because MaCobra is not going to be far behind. If he takes the 100 coin fine here, MaCobra is probably going to come back and win this race.
All right, so... Ooh, Mitch almost got hit there.
Mitch can keep it clean, and the Rando gods have mercy. Mitch ties it up, makes it a best of 3. Clean so far, gets the clip in one go.
So
And
MaCobra
it's
right
over.
behind him.
Mitch is gonna take it.
This is going to be a tie match, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, this
Here's
This-
Bowser. There's Bowser.
is gonna be a photo finish, folks.
Yeah, this is really close.
Let's put it this way. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Go ahead.
Both times I've been submitted in SRL, so
Well, we have an official SRL time of 32 minutes and 23 seconds. MaCobra is going to be coming in not far behind. Looks like he already got the clip very quickly as well. So both runners improving their clip game here, getting it very quickly in Bowser's Castle. And MaCobra is going to also drop Bowser in and out. So get your GGs in chat for both runners, ladies and gentlemen. We already said that mitchflowerpower had a 32-23. MaCobra is going to finish in a moment, and we will have his official SRL time, which is, once he goes through the door, 32 minutes and 46 seconds, a 23-second difference.
We have
Very
a
close
series,
race.
ladies and gentlemen. We went from best of 5 to now it's best 2 out of 3 by virtue of Mitch evening things out.
So, yeah, what would you say was a major deciding point in that race, Proa?
It really came down to World 8 routing, and just overall play. MaCobra had too much trouble. Both of them had trouble in 8-2. MaCobra had more trouble. If MaCobra doesn't have trouble in 8-2, he could very well steal game 2. And remember, he was behind for a large chunk of this race. It was behind by over 2 minutes. So his rally in World 6 allowed him to close the distance to 5 seconds on Mitch.
Yeah, he made up a lot of time in the last 2 worlds before World 8. Maddie, what do you think?
I think it hit the nail right on the head on that one. It was literally a little bit of luck that that paid off for and he helped as well. MaCobra just had some bad luck with it. He mentions in the SRL chat, and the a lot of bad luck as far as cheap it was concerned.
So go ahead.
Yeah, I would say Cheap, the true final boss of Mario 3 Randomizer.
So very, very true. And so as we now see, it is a 1-1 matchup. We now have a best of 3 matchup to decide the championship. Will it be mitchflowerpower? Will it be MaCobra repeating for 2 years in a row? Only one way to find out. Stay tuned for the next few races of Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer. We're going to be back after another brief break. Stay with us.
2 to 3 minute intermission, and we shall return. And we are back with Game 3 of the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Tournament, the grand finale, here on twitch.tv/game. It's the /SpeedGaming, of course, the front page of twitch.tv. My name's Matty J. I am joined by the following people.
I am Cyclone.
I'm Pro-A007. All right, so Game 3, we've 2 matches. Both of them have a win on the board. We've got up to 3 more to go. Get your predictions in for chat. Get your predictions in for the first world. We are going to get ready to hit the ground running here in Game 3 of a possible 5 in the grand finals.
World 5 up first.
I'm still waiting to see Atlantis at the start of World 7. We have not seen Atlantis in the bronze matchup or today. I want to see it. Well, we started with World 5.
We start with a hand stage, and we got a cloud.
That'll be very interesting. We do find all 3 hand levels in play.
So what is the hand level item going to be? Now that we have the first stage, we already have a cloud, yes.
And the Hammer Brother movements continue to plague mitchflowerpower. That was a weird situation there.
I call it!
Commentator's curse. There it is. Mitch.
Asking ye shall receive.
And the Hammer Brother
is cursing the Hammer Brother movement right now.
And MaCobra finding 5-9. He has a Jukum Cloud. This is not a bad place to use it, albeit it's a little early, so maybe he's thinking, well, hold on to it. But this is a 45-second level.
Well, we have Atlantis, which is actually a longer level. This might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
No, he's more worried about the time later, so he's making the gamble playing it. And Mitch finds it too, and he's
5-9 in vanilla in world, and it looks like it was in position.
He is currently showing his rage at the lineup of stages that he has to choose from.
Yeah. 5-9 and Atlantis have both been absent so far tonight until now, and you can thank Cyclone for that.
I didn't roll the seed.
Yeah, I know, I did.
Typical management, blaming other people for something they screwed up.
Exactly.
MaCobra's in the 1-5 beta lost level.
By the way, for those joining us over the other entertainment options, we thank you very much for choosing one of the very few live things that are actually good for the world right now.
We won't talk further about that, but just a reminder that we are being hosted on the SpeedGaming family networks. Make sure you do follow SpeedGaming, SpeedGaming 2 through 6. We have a lot of other events going on here. In fact, a busy night here. We also have some Pac-Man World going on. We have some Super Metroid, some Final Fantasy Randomizer, lots of things you can watch here. So make sure you follow the channels. Catch all the action going on here if you're watching on our front page.
And we nevertheless thank you very much for the honor of viewing in your homes, at least for a few hours.
Absolutely. So,
Mitch on the airship, MaCobra in the lead.
and with the P-Wing, he's got a shot here at actually clipping and going for a small but a nice skip to have. We get the wand off screen. No.
And for those wondering, for those new, this is Mario 3 Randomizer. Everything is randomized, including the amount of times you need to hit a Koopaling to defeat it.
And that was a 5-hitter in our first world, so we could have our chance to see all the 5-hitters in this seed.
World 7 up next on the side of MaCobra. We do not know what's in the letter. We're about to find out on Mitch's.
And looks like the king is a fan of Star Wars.
May the Schwartz be with you. Music box in World 7.
The melodious tunes of the Super Mario Brothers channel.
Lots of pipes to move along. Obviously, the goal here: find the Isle of Happiness. That's where you find the end of the world. The end of the world.
So this is dicey for MaCobra. He's got to play 2 levels to go for that fort in the top of the island there. But Mitch is actually going to play this right now. He's going to get 6F2. If Mitch is correct, MaCobra is going to be playing with a bit of a deficit here.
We'll see what comes up in a moment as MaCobra finishes the stage, and Mitch is going to grab... No, he's not going to grab another leaf. I thought he might wait for that.
So MaCobra made a similar gamble in Game 1 in World 3. It paid off very nicely for him, and it staked him to a pretty solid lead throughout the rest of the match.
So I think that was a 6-4 beta we just saw, or 6 something along those lines. I don't remember which one that is. But it was the beta stage we just saw on MaCobra's side.
And Mitch has guessed correctly. He is in the driver's seat. Now he's
got a lot of pipes to check, that's for sure.
MaCobra already knows...
Oh, look at that distribution. MaCobra paying the 100 coin fine.
Well...
I'm wondering if that was intentional.
Oh, it was. He knew right at that moment.
He realized. He might have realized. Yeah, he knows what to do now.
And decided he didn't need the item, so he just went ahead and bailed.
We got a music box. Mitch just got to make perfect use of that, and finds himself on the airship.
It's the World 4 airship, the 8-second jaunt along the top of the airship, the 3 or 4 seconds taking out the coupling. Oh, we're going to stop to get the item, a little extra time. MaCobra going to save himself his mushroom and let the thwomp go by without touching him. He is going to go for the leap and end up just getting a mushroom because he took a hit on the way.
Yeah.
Now, with that, Mix gets back in the lead right now, for now.
Yeah. Chat was asking the question, why did MaCobra do what he did? Because logic always assumes with the World 1 fort, you go for the item. It never assumes you're going to finish the fort normally.
So Mitch is going to get a letter, but we're not going to get to see what the item is because it was World 7, so we'll have to keep an eye out.
There's no item, but we have a World Uno on the up.
So a pretty generous World 1. Only 2 levels going to be required here.
So we're going to keep an eye out and see if we can find out what that item is later. But musical melodies. And Mitch is going to do the damage boost in Spike Room.
Good idea. He small Mario into this fight, but that should not be a problem for him. And it isn't.
MaCobra wants his leaf.
Builds the bridge, and one more level. He clouds over that, and the music box is over the Hammer Brother. He's already done with World 1.
And for those who were keeping score, Ludwig was a 3-hitter, so our chance at all 5-hit Koopalings is gone.
Thick Larry, but no problem.
Oh, the off-screen wand grab!
Look at that. That's huge.
That saves about 6 seconds right there. Because
And
he's just going to go...
just about a whole world ahead, just about, is Mitch Flower Power. But that could obviously change, knowing how quick World 1 is. But it's still huge.
Apparently the Vikings found the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah. We find us Mushroom and World 6 to round off the front half of the race number 3.
And we found one of the giant levels, 4-1, and we have an Angry Sun who I think does get activated in the last little part of the level here, but not very long.
Dangerous, especially in the platforming part here.
Nope.
But Mitch gets it through.
Nope, it doesn't have long enough to really get active. We found Fire Fort.
The Jesus Clip Fort, but not attempting that.
We found Fire Fort, and this is the World 5 Sky area fort. So this is the one fort that you see in the sky. And very quickly through, and on the Boom Boom in 11 seconds. And Boom Boom down. The Boom Boom fight takes about as long as going through the fort.
Mitch content to wait that out with the double fire bros.
We have a life check on Mitch's side. He goes upstairs and finds...
Oh,
hello.
We have a lock. We don't know if we have a bridge.
Lock,
we can't see.
But the third quarter of the World 6 map, this is an interesting play. Because now we have 2 forts. If this fort breaks the lock at the end of the world, we have a Jet World 6.
We could have a bridge, though. Did we see another lock on the map?
We did. I don't think we did.
So there could be another bridge.
Could be. It's unlikely, but possible. Alright.
So something happened.
Mitch is gonna make a U-turn to check what has been unlocked. Something's been broken. The lock
Yep.
is open.
Called it!
But, yeah. Commentator's
Oh.
curse. We need a
That-
bridge to build.
Nice recovery there by MaCobra, taking advantage of Raccoon Mario to avoid a 100 coin dip there. Cobra is continuing to play the Hammer Bros, hoping for something good. He gets a P-Wing.
And for those wondering, no one specifically forgot to build a bridge, but as it was blocked at that point, you couldn't see because it was.
Yeah, we
But
couldn't
we
see
now
the
know
bridge.
that fort needs to be done. Mitch takes care of that. We have a fort.
We found World 8 for it, and yeah, you're absolutely correct, Maddie. We did not know that there was a bridge out. I suspected there was probably a
There's
bridge out.
no
'cause
way
there
to know
usually
until
is.
you cross over, and that blocked our way.
Because there often is one out, I suspected one was out, and we didn't see another lock, so that was the reason for that suspicion. And it came to be the case today. So it may have been built, it may not have been. So there was always that possibility. Mitch is not going to one cycle the fork and have to get the extra P-switch. We'll go in the door for another item now. Going to get the flower, and he's not going to go for the clip. Just going to take the door normally. And now this long wait for the conveyor belt. Thank you very much. But Cobra using that Starman to good effect, doesn't gamble the last two. Would have got him.
So Mitch is on the World 1 airship now. Should have an easy go of it with Lemmy for the fire kill.
And Lemmy will roll around in the floor like in a very unorthodox fashion. He does lose the fire though. Is this going to be a jumbo shrimp Lemmy? Nope, 3 hit.
So, not as costly as it was, I believe, in game 2. I believe it was
game
where
2 had the 5 hit Lemmy.
Yeah.
and he had like 9 fireballs on Lemmy, and then he got hit.
All right, so Mitch moves ahead to the back half of this race. And here's what we have next. We have in the letter a screen lag on my end. I don't know what's in the letter.
Same here. What's with this king complaining about being transformed into human? He complained last game too. We're going to get a late look at the letter here, and then we'll try to refresh it here. If I can see what it is. The letter had... Chat might actually know already, but I'm not getting it yet. I didn't see it.
Neither did I. So we're in World 3. We got a vanilla lock, actually, and pipe. So we're going to have to play this through normally.
And we dropped Big Bertha in the sea, so he's going to go away to another level at this point. So we'll get another shot at the letter on MaCobra's side in about 2 or 3 minutes or so.
And I don't think we saw the world of. We have World 3. No free pipe checks as of. There was an earlier version, actually back in 2018 during your first tournament, where the level distribution was always randomized, but what you saw on the map wasn't. So there was always a free pipe check in World 3 and the possibility of a Jet World 3, a free World 3. As it...
A nice maneuver by Mitch to get a little bit of time back on the Koopa shell, because those movements get a little long after a while. He stopped the longest one and got it back into the smaller gap to get down just a little bit quicker. Only saves about maybe a second or so, but those seconds do add up in a close race. And then he loses his power-ups to a fire bro, and then hits the belly of a Sludge Brother.
Sumo Bro playing goaltender with Mitch Flowerpower. Mitch will P-wing it.
What a save!
Goes with the vanilla with the obvious tail strats in that particular world. That's what I do.
2-4 is just deceptively difficult, I found, as a randomizer stage.
The Sludge Brother from below actually tripped him up. That was a little comical, actually.
Yeah. So Mitch, this would actually be a really good. If you had double hammer, this would be a great time.
Oh, boss bass in 7-9.
You hate to see it, folks.
You hate to see it. Or some of you might like to see it.
All things considered, it could be worse. It could be cheap. I think is worse than 7-9 than boss bass.
That actually would be worse at this stage.
Yeah,
No idea what that power up was.
So MaCobra's in 2-3. Another level that can really turn the screws on the player if you get a bad enemy set.
MaCobra doing the same thing with the Koopa Shell. Very nice moves from both runners. And we never did confirm what was in that letter.
No. The reason that okay. I see. Mitch is in 7-7.
So MaCobra looks like he took 100 coin fine to the boss pass. That might have been intentional.
Yeah. He's gonna cloud this. Because he knows based on the route that he doesn't have to do this.
And Mitch is on the World 2 airship at this point, so he's going to make his way through.
Yeah, for those wondering why I'm silent, I've been trying to refresh for the last 5 minutes, so... You guys have been keeping me abreast of the situation. MaCobra's on the Muncheron. We have Wendy, which is significantly thicker, but
not even that. Not even that. That was more of a junior bacon cheeseburger.
Mitch maintaining the lead at this point.
So yeah, MaCobra is getting closer, but he's still about a minute.
He's about
a minute or so
away,
behind.
just about.
Yeah, he's about a minute behind right now, give or take. The letter saying you cannot speedrun a randomizer. Well, our runners would challenge that.
They would beg to differ. And Mitch finds World 4.
Runners not too far apart as MaCobra finishes off Wendy himself. He's going to get the letter that Mitch just got.
Yeah, so 44 seconds between our runners.
Oh, the hammer. I bet you can use that now, right?
Well, depends on where that other pipe ends up leading, but we'll see.
Mitch is just going to take the 100 coin.
I think he wants to see what's on the other side.
B-Wing and the letter for those who missed it. Frog suit strats. I don't think that was the intended level there.
Well, 4-2 is faster than 4-3, so unfortunately in randomizer you can't do the 4-3 P-speed strats very easily. MaCobra also opting to use his frog suit here.
And notice that he's able to walk normally while he's holding a block. That's why he was holding on to the block for a little while to get some better movement.
MaCobra with better luck on the frog strats in 4-2.
So, hammer not really useful here in World 4, unfortunately. So we have 4F1 here.
What's our only remaining world?
World 5, I think.
Yeah, World 5.
No, we started with 5. We started with 5.
We have World 2 to finish up,
2
actually.
is the only one left. 2, yes, thank you.
There is still a spot in World 2 where it can be used, so that could still come into play.
So is it or isn't it? Mitch is going to find out, and it is not. He's guessed correctly.
Ooh. That's fortunate, because if that didn't build the bridge, it would have been a long trek around just to get to that fort, and you would have had to play every single one of those stages.
Well, no, actually, if it broke the lock, then he would just gone straight up.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's right, that's right.
You would just have to go straight up and actually do the World 4 vanilla intended.
Yeah, I got backwards, my mistake.
Yeah,
now we're a bit confuzzled.
The only thing I can say for certain is it wouldn't have been 4F2 because we've already seen 4F2.
And Mitch on his way to World 4.
So 22:33 for Mitch. MaCobra is still closing in. He's going to be about 30 seconds or so behind.
He's looking about
going
20...
into World 2.
Or should I say World 2?
He's looking at 23 and change here.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was 44 seconds behind after the 5th world. Now he's only 32 seconds behind.
We got a cloud.
So a little bit of a cloudy experience to come here in World 7, because it's probably going to be used here, not in World 8. Nice block judgment from, or positioning judgment from Mitch there. Ended up in the water once, found the block, or the brick, and jumped from there to stay out of the water. And a little note I'm just going to say a little note from, I don't know, Rick in the chat, for other people who like Mitch, or Super Mario Brothers 3. Mitch Flowerpower has a point-based tournament that's going on as well. 3 games in that tomorrow night. Make sure to stay tuned for that here on the SpeedGaming family networks as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting system he's put together as far as that's concerned. It's a little like, video game achievements with a little bit of golf mixed in, if you will.
I read those rules. I watched one of those races. It's very interesting. Yes, you could speedrun the entire thing if you want, but you only get so many points for doing so, and, well, you get the more points, the better, obviously.
I might have to watch that. I haven't seen that yet.
We're seeing 1-2 for the first time tonight. That's interesting.
With Boss Bass in tow.
Yep.
Not too dangerous in this stage, but there are a couple spots where it can get a gulp at you.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be it's not gonna matter in this case. Mitch wraps things up in one. And we have a pyramid in the way, but
and MaCobra is outrunning Boss Bass. Not going to bother using the star on it because it can just appear at random in front of him. And he's free of Boss Bass, and he gets the card. And we're on the airship.
And Mitch already at the airship.
So MaCobra's going to follow suit here.
So Mitch has gotten 1 hit, 2 hits on Morton. Is it going to be a salty Morton? Oh, it's going to be a salty Morton. That's a 4 hit. Oh, we have a super salty Morton today.
We got a Morton who believes salt is in the way.
And another off-screen wall grab.
Oh, that's huge, especially going into HE double hockey sticks.
So, Chad pointing out, Mitch has an extra cloud. Whether or not it actually pays off remains to be seen.
MaCobra also getting the off-screen wand grab. Same level off-screen wand grabs.
Tsuneki suit going into World 8. I don't think we have a hammer suit, so this will have to be very vanilla. We have 1 fort at the start of World 8. Mitch will take care of that real quick, and then we have the pipe checks.
So, yeah, 21-second difference between our runners going into World 8. So it's very close. It's been a very fast seed here in Game 3. MaCobra is actually going to do some pipe checks.
By the way, for those who want to know what was in the letter, it was a Tanuki suit.
It was a Tanuki suit, yeah. Undead boom boom.
Okay, so
Looking at the lay of the land. Mitch has
I
access to the pipe after the fort.
I want to answer a question in chat very quickly. Sorry. There's a question in chat about that off-screen wand grab at the end of the World 7 airship. What is so special about that? It's the fact that when you grab the wand when you're half off screen, you actually don't fall to the bottom of the screen holding the wand and wait for the cutscene to finish playing. It actually warps the cutscene to the end quicker. It saves you about 6 seconds. That is what is so special about that off-screen wand grab. It just saves you some time.
Saves for a second, so if you have a P-Wing, you make it all the way and finish off the fight with that P-Wing, it's huge.
Some are from Chorus 6, yeah.
what is the point of a pipe check? You're just trying to get an idea of where everything is as far as what's required and what isn't. You don't know based on what you see. So it kind of forces you to gamble. As we mentioned,
everything is randomized, including the pipe routes.
We found a lock in the dark area, so we know one of the locks is there. We never played our bridge game today. How many bridges we would need?
I think we got one hand, but I don't think it necessarily matters. Like, well, if the hand bridge is necessary, we know at least one will be mandatory. We see the World 2 action zone right there in the middle of it.
So yeah, that hand bridge could come into play with those 2 hand grab zones.
Super tanks left to do. We don't know. We know one of the. It looks like one of the pipes going into in the dark world is probably going to lead to our tough terrain on MaCobra's side. Yeah, we know that one of the pipes in the dark realm, in the dark room, leads to the keep. In fact, I think we might have just unlocked or built some bridges.
We just had those Rebel hot feed in
we just yet to find the
as well.
Okay, so
might have been 2.
It's two bridges. MaCobra, I think it's Air Force.
MaCobra taking the 100 coin fine in 6-1, I believe that was.
Mitch taking a risk.
Yep.
Finds.
Got it.
There was a hand level blocking, but that was about it. We have a fire kill potential here.
And Mitch's position to take a 2-1 lead right now if he can keep a clean fort here.
Yeah, for those wondering, the fire kill isn't as quick, but it is usually how most speedrunners without a hammer suit like to kill Bell.
It is quicker than doing it without fire. Will he get the clip? First try clip, ladies and gentlemen!
Mitch is going to do it.
So now we're going to see fire on Bowser. You've not seen this yet. You want to jump above him, wait for him to get the second fire out, get out of the way, and then just fire some more, and down it goes.
Avoid the hitbox, and down goes Koopa. Beautiful race. Not exactly sub-30, but the quickest seed so far.
Very close.
We're about to see Mitch. Goes in the door, duns it. At 30 minutes, 38 seconds official SRL time.
Very good run.
Sorry, go ahead.
Very good run by mitchflowerpower. Played World 8 very well. They routed it very cleanly. MaCobra kind of got a little twisted around a little bit there, and got kind of behind the 8 ball. All those extra pipe checks, I think, probably ended up hurting him.
And
someone brought up in the chat that RNG could have made a difference as well. We had a couple of hand levels. We had a hand level. And that could have been that could have made the difference right there.
So MaCobra is still working his way around the World 8 map, a much slower World 8 for MaCobra. Mitch did do it very quickly. to get to that 30-40 time. Not again, as you said, not quite a sub 30. Sub 30s are somewhat more rare in this flag set, but still an exceptional time for this flag set. And MaCobra does now find Bowser's Castle and finds the hand.
Finds the hand, plays goalie.
He's just gonna take the fight and give it a second shot. Nope, you're going to play the stage.
It's down to no. Where do you think you're going? And MaCobra says, nope, going to Bowser. That's where I'm going.
And I'm going to give you a hand.
The hand says no.
The hands of time.
MaCobra's never had the best luck with hand. There was the race at SpeedGaming Live 2019 against S Diesel where he got grabbed by the hand, which was 6-6, and it was forced. He had to play it or skip it, and he got caught 9 times in a row.
Oh, gosh.
And he ended up losing that match as a result.
I'm guessing it wouldn't have been any quicker for him to play the stage in the first place.
Well, he tried it. He ended up trying after, I think, like 6 attempts, and he got killed early, and like, okay, I gotta keep trying on this. And then he finally... I think he ended up playing it.
Laser statue to the face!
The last statue is randomized to have a laser or yes or no on. And that's a perfect example of, yeah, you can take a hammer and put it to the lava bridge, but if that laser is active, you gotta be careful.
So MaCobra is going to do probably nope, not going to be the clean one. He's going to go back to the right. So Bowser's going to do another ground pound and then one more shot, and he will pound through the floor in a method we have not yet seen in today's matchup, as the previous 2 races were Hammer Brother suits. So MaCobra does drop Bowser to the floor, and the thunk. So mitchflowerpower has won the second race. MaCobra is about to clock in his official SRL time. And
Third race.
Third, sorry. He does cross with a 33.53, about 3 minutes behind.
Yeah, this was bad RNG, unfortunately, for just straight up bad luck on MaCobra's side. But now it's official. Mitch is 1 away from winning this year's tournament, and MaCobra has to win this one to force a Game 5. This is an elimination matchup coming up.
So let's assess.
We're going to take a quick break, and we shall return.
We'll be right back. Thank you once again for joining us for the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer 2020 Tournament Finals, Grand Finals, here on the SpeedGaming family of networks. And we have mitchflowerpower versus MaCobra52. Game number 4, mitchflowerpower is on championship point. If he wins this next seed, he is your Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer champion for 2020. If MaCobra wins this seed, we're getting a Game 5. Let's just review quickly what happened in the first 3 games. MaCobra won game number 1, mostly in part to a gamble in World 3, choosing the correct 4. mitchflowerpower then won the next 2 games and made it a 2-1 series. So we have a pretty good matchup going here. For those just joining us, I am Cyclone, and I'm joined by Matty J and Proa. Proa, what is your thought on the matchup so far tonight?
It's about what I expected. 2 of the top players in Mario 3. MaCobra is the defending champion of the Randomizer tournament. Mitch, of course, is a world record holder in the vanilla game with Warpless 100% and has medaled in the 2018 and 19 tournaments. So this is about what I expected it would be. MaCobra took the early lead. Mitch played a great game 2 and played World 8 to perfection in game 3 and made a couple of very good gambles that paid off for him. So now, he's in the driver's. Cobra, he's been down this road before. He has been behind in his second round and quarterfinals matches in this tournament. So I would not be surprised if he, pulls himself back from the brink here.
And let's get your world guesses in chat because the runners have been set off. Matty J, what are your thoughts so far?
It should be noted that we had some very quick seeds that led. We noticed the times here. The longest any random seed, as we see World 6 to start us off. The longest a seed has ever gone was 37 minutes, just a tad under 38 minutes. So it's a combination of two world-class Mario 3 runners and just some great seeds just to play around with.
And we're getting a very quick start on the tank stage. This is the normal tank stage, no boom boom, just a hammer brother at the end of it. So we are going to get an item here. Ooh, P-Wing is a good item.
Yeah, and it should be noted this is actually the first time we're seeing the tank stage.
It is. And MaCobra's going to keep item hunting as he takes out a Fire Brother, and he finds a Starman. And Fort Knox appears early again. Second seed in a row we've seen it early.
Cobra is in Piranha Fort 7F2, so we got a route divergence here.
This could be an early factor in this race.
Well, I don't know if this is really a gamble because he's playing what's in front of him. Mitch is not, so you know it could work out. It could not. We'll see. Where this could help MaCobra is if he gets a leaf here. No, if he got a leaf here and then he had to play 7F1. Or vice versa, that would have helped him.
No question. And MaCobra taking the damage boost and gets to the boom boom fight. Going to do it small. No problem. Is Mitch going to be able to move straight to the end? Let's find out. Nope, bridge.
So, unfortunately, that does anything in terms of intelligence. He's probably going to take. I bet he takes the intentional 100-coin fine here, or it takes the loss of life because he has the P-Wing. He can do this very quickly, and he is.
Yeah, it just takes a little while to find that spot where you can take that intentional death.
So this works out very nicely for MaCobra here, and he's going to have the early lead in Game 4.
Mitch cannot damage boost through the tunnel. He is going to get through after the second trip with the disc, and has to wait for the next one. We have a Rebel Hotfoot as well.
Alright, so MaCobra, guessing correctly, is on his way to the World 3 airship. Okay, so Mitch knows he's not, and it's a one-hit Lemmy, and MaCobra, nice job grabbing the wand there on the flat arena.
Yeah, very, very nice off-screen wand grab there. He made that look easy.
And he's got to get it done in just a tad under 4 minutes. Which, considering World 6, that's excellent.
Mitch might be high enough to have that off-screen wand grab too, so they're both going to have that off-screen wand grab advantage.
Mushroom and World 7 to continue. He got it, yeah.
Yep.
So it's a 1-Fort World 7 because we saw the 710 tile there. So this is a really nice World 7.
We have a Jet World 7 here.
This could be a quick seed, ladies and gentlemen.
As if the last seed wasn't quick.
We could be getting our sub 30 here. Keep your seatbelts on.
Yeah, you might have first it there.
So we have about 23-second lead. Oh, I know you're trying to get in there.
I would say, well, Mitch, because he went for a different pipe than MaCobra, he actually gained some time on him. So that pays off very nicely for Mitch, and he's going to be about 10-15 seconds behind now.
So we're going to get our Piranha Plant item, and MaCobra just Starmans through it. No box. Might like that about
No
one.
box.
He might like that about 20 seconds ago.
No box at the end of the one place you'd want the no box. Isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is one of those things, but it doesn't. It's not a deal breaker. There's plenty of opportunities.
No,
to
and we're early
put
into
videos.
this race, anyways. Who knows what can happen?
Ludwig is a 5-hit musician today.
For game 4, he is. That's for sure. MaCobra gets it done. He'll finish World 7. World 7.
Mitch definitely had to avoid that magic burst there. That one shot did get out.
Some nice juking and jiving there. He gets a duck diving and dodge. Gets it done.
So 603 for Mitch, 543 for MaCobra. So they are still very close to one another as we go to World 4 now, and we have a double pipe draw. Nothing on the main island. So this, ooh,
This could be a Jet World 4.
well,
Let's see what the second pipe
Not as much.
if nothing else, this is going to be okay. This isn't. Yeah, MaCobra is going to play the
Interesting. Either this fort builds the bridge, or breaks the lock to something you don't want.
Well, it's this route that MaCobra's taking is probably the correct one, if for no other reason than. Boy, this is not going to be a.
This is bad.
MaCobra
MaCobra had to chase down the Starman, and now he's losing the point of having the Starman.
Yeah, he got
this
greedy.
could be a case like as we see Mitch on in the same fort. He is small Mario. He's got it.
He's got the orb.
The upside down orb. He is about to catch up. And that does build the bridge. Mitch is now tailing MaCobra.
Yeah, only about 4 seconds.
That's there's our anchor.
Oh, 5-9.
Oh, but MaCobra's about to see the same thing. It's no harm, no foul, other than a loss of life.
And the
Of the trading and a Mario.
The Ham Brothers stay asleep, so now they have to finish this or the Ham Brothers will wake up.
Right. And oh, nice carom nice deflection there by MaCobra. He did that in game 1, I believe.
And MaCobra messed up his timing, Mitch. With pixel perfect precision, he gets done with that Beta 1.5. He picks up a lead, but at this point, both racers are in.
Yeah, they pretty much are in sync here. The Hammer Brother kill for Mitch. He is going to get the one out of the way. MaCobra just goes straight to the fort. Mitch gets an item he may be able to make use of later. We'll see if that Starman can be used.
So Anchor is a hammer suit. MaCobra has decided to not opt out of it. So yeah, so the Anchor was indeed a hammer suit.
So now they're going to want to see a second Anchor at some point.
Well, MaCobra certainly will.
For those wondering, the Anchor is usually what stops the airship in vanilla. If you die during the storm and give an airship to kill the Koopaling, the airship moves and you have to chase it. The anchor stops the airship from moving. So if you do die, you hit the anchor and it stops.
Yeah. So in this case, Fred turned it into a wild card item, and it could be anything except a hammer.
And in this case, it's a hammer suit as we enter World 1.
So
Mitch, not too far behind. It should be mentioned that at this point, Mitch is very much caught up.
This could be a factor, the getting the clip in this stage. Oh, and Mitch gets it right away. The monster!
He's on the flip. That is huge.
MaCobra is beating his head against the block here, repeatedly trying to get in. Jumps too early that time. There he gets it.
13 tries for MaCobra, once for Mitch. It's sub-pixel perfect with a tail because everything gets kind of screwed around as far as jumping. So we'll see if 8 fort is indeed the answer. MaCobra might get a little time back because he's not going to have to do a double item grab like Mitch did. That's our first appearance of 7-6, I believe, as well. We have not seen 7-6 or 7-1.
Correct, we haven't seen either.
6 or 7-1 have appeared, so there's that. Someone in the chat called
one
Mitch.
cycle. Oh, he missed.
Barbara Beefcake. I like that.
MaCobra just barely missing the one cycle. Gonna open the leaf and trying to clip into the wall to get down, but decides just go for the door. Don't waste time on this.
Oh, that is a troll fork right there. It was obviously necessary, but you would hope the bridge would be built. But no.
Yeah. So it was one of those things where it's the correct route to take, but yeah, it's disappointing. So
we just saw 5-1. There's a part of that stage where you can take an alternate exit and get an item out of it. That's too slow. We're not doing that.
Yeah, to really do that is you had a P-wing, and you just happen to have a P-wing randomly going for that. It's like, then you'd go for the item. Then it's a nice freebie. But otherwise, yeah, you would never do that.
Spike room, Dry Bones comes down and gets caught under the spikes. Poor guy.
At least he doesn't have any vital organs that those spikes can squish.
The Rebel Hoffa is going to give MaCobra a hard time here getting in the pipe.
Yeah, the Wild Hotfoot playing goalie on that pipe there. There's the bridge. We have a coin ship to contend with. And Mitch is done with the front half of game number 4.
And look at his time so far. 12:32 coming into the Hammer Brothers.
MaCobra almost caught himself caught there on a bad jump, but he recovered sufficiently to avoid a disaster.
So we get our nice little notebox music as we play the World 4 airship. Or in this case, the World 7 airship in our 4th world.
So yeah, so the splits are getting faster as the match has progressed, and it's actually kind of surprising with this seed because we've had 6, 7, 4, and 1, and those are not exactly guaranteed jet seeds. But 13-22 for Mitch is the fastest halfway point split we've had so far.
And that World 7, that Jet World 7 really helped with that because normally that world would take a lot longer. You'd be looking at 14-15 minutes at this point. But they were just able to soar through that world very, very quickly. I'm sure both runners know that and feel that either runner could be ahead at this point.
Yeah.
All right, what's next, folks? In the chat, play along. What world is next? In the letter, we find another music box in World 3 and a couple of pipe checks. This could get very interesting.
We got 2 forts right on top of each other. What? So this is interesting.
Fire beats curved throwing objects.
Yeah, the hammer on the beat. Does he U-turn and check the pipe? No, but he does have another pipe check. And finds Wendy's castle, but he has to unlock it.
Yeah, we need to get those lockpicking tools out again. So which fort is going to do it?
Well, the good news is, Mitch, if he opts to do it, he can do both forts right now. We have World 3 fort in vanilla period. So that's a Fred.
Yeah, that is definitely a Fred for sure. So MaCobra is actually, because of the way he's doing this, is actually going to miss out on his hammer. So let's see what he gets as a result.
Making the U-turn.
Mitch got it wrong. Mitch has got it wrong.
No, he doesn't have it.
Yeah, the lock was between 3-1 and 3-2. So, yeah, unfortunately, he lost about 5 to 7 seconds there.
MaCobra, if he does the right thing, could potentially pick up a lead here.
So Mitch is working his way through the second of the forts right now. Is going to get through this room and come to a boom boom fight momentarily. Takes the damage boost off a disc. Gets the leaf. Stops to pick it up. And now here's boom boom again.
But MaCobra, unfortunately, does make the same mistake. Mitch will retain the lead for now.
Well, in his case, it wasn't necessarily... It kind of sort of was a mistake, yeah. Because he came at this from a very different route.
He hit the same pitfall, essentially.
Yeah.
Mitch discovers the Mitch discovers that, and on we go.
He took advantage of the Starman as well, so he's going to do this for MaCobra that is a little quicker than Mitch did. So he just gained a little bit of time back. Are we going to have our bacon cheese, or Baconator Wendy here? We have 3 hits, strongest Wendy so far, but still a Dave single.
So 1632 for Mitch, and he's got an extra hammer on MaCobra, which could be very valuable. We still have World 2 left to play. Worlds 2 and 5 are still in play. If a hammer comes into play in 2, this could be huge for Mitch.
And for those wondering, Mitch is at championship point. He wins this race, in which he is currently in the lead of. He wins the championship. World 2 is up.
Oh.
Now, the distribution looks very interesting here as far as level is concerned. Not... Oh.
That's ugly.
It looked very pretty in the front half of that World 2, but not as pretty in the second.
Now you have to get to that fort, and that may not even be the lock that opens. That's pretty ugly. MaCobra got hitboxed on the Wendy fight as well. Hit from above and still took a loss of power up instead. So he had to take an extra couple seconds to finish that fight, but he's done, and he's in World 2 now, the 6th world.
For those wondering, the world distribution for game number 4, 6, 7, 4, 1, 3, 2, 5, 8.
So Mitch actually has to finish this. Normally, if he goes for the item, he would have to break the lock and play the other fort. So
yeah, because it doesn't matter.
No item this time.
One fort. As both forts block the way to the castle, so yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's one of those rare cases.
Whatever it is, you beat the boom boom.
Yeah, it's one of those rare cases where you have to finish the fort. Even if you want the item, you can't get it today. It opens the lock right behind it, though. This is good.
Mitch not taking any chances. Starman's his way through those 2 boomerangs. Picks up Jugum's Cloud. Going into World 5, that is a very essential lock.
He's probably going to use it now, actually. Yep.
And he does.
So, while the hammer ended up being useless, that cloud certainly wasn't.
And
for those just joining us and asking questions, the particular seed set that we're using for this final, hammers do not break locks. However, we have races and there is options in the randomizer where the hammer is useful for both blocks and locks. However, they do not build bridges.
And we also, there is also still the end card game, which you're not seeing in these flag sets. But the end card game does exist, and it also can have randomized items, meaning that items can be wherever they want to be. And you can pick up what looks like a Starman, but it's actually a Hammer Brothers suit you're picking up. Hammer Brothers suit's just playing
a feather in the letter, and we have a leaf and World 5.
Oh, hello, Boss Bass.
Oh, Mitch enters a beta level and avoids a boss bath.
So 1955 for MaCobra. He's 41 seconds behind going into World 5 here. So hardly insurmountable, but he is going to need a pretty... he's going to have to guess right on World 8, or he's going to have to hope for good hand luck.
And at that point, it's pretty much, you know... He can't rely on hand level luck at that point.
Well,
We're on the jet stage right now, and MaCobra almost gives Boss Bass his first meal of the day, but he plays the upper half of the beta stage. Different path than Mitch took. He went down right away.
yeah, this actually isn't a bad idea by MaCobra, because he avoids most of the bad enemy patterns.
And most are in the bottom path. He went top path. That does actually give him a few seconds to catch up. But MaCobra's already at a boom boom fight.
Oh, and I forgot that there was an intentional meal given to Boss Bass at one point, but we're talking accidental meals.
Yeah, accidental meals, you know, the stuff that aren't meant to be sacrificial.
So, nice gamble there by Mitch.
And a clear path to the clear path outside of 1-1.
Yeah, now usually Boss Bass shows up middle of the stage. Are we going to see him here? Not today, it looks like.
So, 1-1 for Mitch. That's actually our first time seeing that level today.
Yep.
So MaCobra is actually going to
go.
MaCobra did that intentionally, but that's going to cost him some time. He wanted to see what the map looked like, and unfortunately for him,
he should not have done.
No,
that just negated whatever he might have caught up with that top path.
He wasn't wrong. He just guessed. He just didn't get the correct pipe. Mitch did first time out, and really it was a 50-50 gamble. Oh, Mitch got stun locked.
Mitch got stun locked. We got Morton did not want him to leave, but
something interesting
we got to move along.
Some on MaCobra's side too. He tried to take the skies in 1-1 and got sniped by one of the spikes being blown into the air. That kept him grounded.
All right, so 22-22 for Mitch. We got a shot at a sub 30 here, unless we get a brutal World 8, which is not impossible. All right, how many bridges is it going to take to get to Bowser?
We gotta have a 3.
We have a letter, and we have a letter. We have a leaf in the letter. And now we have super tanks to contend with, which will open up something. If not immediately, of course.
So 47 seconds separating the runners going into the finale here. Is Mitch
going into HE double hockey sticks potentially for the last time this tournament? If MaCobra wants to force a Game 5, he must play this perfectly. The hand levels will not be a factor, at least in the front portion of World 8. We have a bridge. Mitch takes it. Bridge shortcut, I should say.
Yeah, so fairly linear start.
So MaCobra
start to World 8.
So
MaCobra at least one lock, but Mitch checks another pipe. Does he find the cape? No.
So MaCobra does
more than likely one more pipe check. It is more than likely in the dark room. I'll have to break some locks. That's all the information we have right now. He'll have to break some locks.
Actually, the hand stage is a hand stage.
Fred?
Sort of.
Oh yeah, vanilla in world, but not in position, of course. And we knew that early. No, actually, we did not know. It is Tanuki suits in this.
I'm not sure why he did that, but okay. Oh, yes, I do. He was hoping to get something really. He didn't.
MaCobra fails to do the Lakitu jump on 4-4, so he is going to have to go swim underneath the long way here. Going to try to get the second one to get a little bit of time back. Not going to get a chance. Just gonna swim it normally.
Now
he's gonna get a chance.
Try. Looks like try.
Oh.
I think. Uh-oh.
Oh! One of the stages you don't want to see. 6-6.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it is required. It looks like it'll be required, if for nothing else, just to get something. And we actually had MaCobra did a U-turn, a 100-coin U-turn. One of the regular tanks contained the beta version of 1.6, but MaCobra chose to trade in 100 coins for a U-turn.
So MaCobra going up the pipe.
Of that tough of the rough terrain. We got a pipe check and a fort.
MaCobra is checking some of the areas I think Mitch already checked. MaCobra did earlier do super tanks. I don't know if we saw Mitch do that yet. But Mitch did find out his one grid.
We have a navy that needs to be that could potentially build the bridge. If that builds the bridge, Mitch Flowerpower is one castle away from becoming the new world champ.
Yes, he is. MaCobra is in 6F3. Mitch is in 5F1. One of them is going to be right.
Who is going to be right? We're going to find out in a moment when Mitch gets to the bridge. Or not bridge.
At this point, does it build it? No, but he's got a backup plan. He's still got one fort before he has to start searching again. He goes to that fort. And here we go. We have 5 in the sky. No Jesus clip attempt. Obviously, he doesn't want to risk it now.
MaCobra is going to play the 1 panel. And he's going to be playing 7-6 himself.
So
Yeah,
this is Mitch's. If this builds the bridge, it is Mitch's to lose.
Yeah, if this builds the bridge, it's pretty much game. So let's see if this builds the bridge. This is the important defining moment right here. So he's going to head back through the pipe. And no bridge!
MaCobra's got it!
This is... MaCobra's got it from the looks of it.
MaCobra is in the lead!
Yeah, MaCobra did the only other fort. He is in the lead. He just has to get there.
Oh,
baby.
Look at this!
Oh, no, he's got it!
We're gonna have a game! We could have a game 5, ladies and gentlemen.
Barring disaster, MaCobra's forced to game 5.
Now, no Hamburger suit, so he is going to use fire. It'll just cost about 5 seconds or so. But should be no problem.
This could literally be a case of if a laser trolls MaCobra, unless the laser trolls MaCobra is winning this, we have a game 5.
He got the clip instead. No laser.
We are
going to get a game 5.
We are going to game
5, ladies and gentlemen.
But let's see if he gets the Bowser fight. We have seen Bowser take fire away before. Let's not jump ahead of ourselves.
Even if he does, it's probably inconsequential at this point. I don't think it's...
And he's good. He's going to get it. So, yep, we have a game 5, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready, because we're going to have a 1-game playoff for the championship.
And we can tell you right now, MaCobra will done. Eventually, 29:09 official SRL time. We have the sub 30 seed.
Very nice. And Mitch might get a sub 30 himself if he can get this clip. He's giving it a try, but not getting
it. But he's not going to get it. He's got to be shy. He's got to be just shy.
He's not going to get sub 30, no. Not at this point. What a time, though. These are some great times.
Cobra pulls the comeback after being behind. And now we come to sudden death, game 5.
There it is. Mitch Flowerpower bought the done. We'll give you that time as soon as we do get it.
And I'm going to have that in a second here. We do have a time of 30
Not done.
minutes
30,
and 11
11.
seconds. 30 minutes and 11 seconds. So a 1 minute, 2 second difference. And our first sub 30 of this set.
Game down to one different little situation in World 8. That's how close this match was. This game was.
So yeah, what we have coming up now, a 1-game playoff. 1 game for the championship of the 2020 Super Mario Brothers Randomizer tournament. So if you thought what you saw so far was good, you're about to see the final race of the entire tournament. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, for the final game of the 2020 Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Tournament. It had to be this way, didn't it? It just had to come down to a sudden death Game 5 as MaCobra rallied from a deficit thanks to a very twisted World 8. And here it is. We're down to Game 5, the final game of the tournament, as MaCobra and mitchflowerpower are going to square off to determine who will be the 2020 champion. I'm Pro A007. Joining me on the mic tonight, Cyclone and Maddie J316 for the finale of this tournament.
And for those of you who are watching, as we are on the Twitch front page, for those of you watching there, just a reminder, make sure you go to twitch.tv/speedgaming, get to the SpeedGaming channel, and catch the end of the race there, because we will be off front page in about 8 minutes or so. I don't think we're going to be there through the end of the race.
We will stick to this to the very end, but if you're on the main page, you gotta go see that on twitch.tv/speedgaming. I may actually pull a Tony Schiavone if we run out of time, or when we run out of time on our front page.
So while you're at the page, make sure you follow SpeedGaming, SpeedGaming 2 through 6 as well, so you can catch all the action here. Final Fantasy Randomizer, Link to the Past Randomizer, and not just randomizers, other speedrun events, Pac-Man World. Sometimes there's some Azure Dreams. There was a Link's Awakening tournament at one point. All sorts of things. Make sure you come catch all that here. We are underway in our final seed. We never got our guesses in chat. Sorry about that. We are starting with World 7, which would have been my guess anyway.
And, okay, so pretty generous position. Now they got to find the fort. MaCobra. Oh, MaCobra finding...
Oh, MaCobra. And Mitch.
Whoa!
So,
that is huge.
And Mitch is following suit, so yeah, this is...
So we are already getting Fort Knox, and they have to do it small. They have to start small. There's no inventory for them from the last race. They can't carry it over. They have to do it small. They have to go get the mushroom. They have to go get the Tanuki suit. So this is the longest way to do the fort, and both runners have to do that.
And for those wondering, this is it. This is the final matchup. The final game. Game 5. Winner take all. All the marbles. Winner gets the Lord Koopa Stanley Memorial Virtual Cup.
That's a cup?
Why? It is now.
we'll work on that.
For next year. So
we'll write that down.
And it is Fort Knox, so this is a quick World 7 to lead off.
Quick World 7. MaCobra will go finish World 7 first.
So we are getting Piranha stage already. We're going to get our first item of the game here. And it's a Starman. Actually, it might be the second. Didn't we see a... no, we didn't. It is our first.
So MaCobra with the early lead here in Game 5. We got a long way to go. World 7 being a jet is interesting interesting worlds play out.
So World
Yeah,
7...
usually World 7 is... sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Go ahead.
World 7 usually is one of the trickier worlds, and now that we found that it's virtually a jet, as we said, it's going to be very interesting. What's the next world at this point? Both are getting their wands at the same time, virtually.
Get out your commands in chat, because we're getting the Dragon Warrior message, because MaCobra and Mitch are in the Tanuki suit.
About an 8 to 9 second difference, and command. So we are getting less than 3 minutes for World 7. We're going into World 1. We're going to have a mysterious item in our inventory. We don't know what it is yet. That's an interesting map.
Actually, there is no item in the inventory because World 7 is a letter from the King of the Koopas. That is, you don't get diddly squat. You're going straight to H.
Oh, MaCobra losing his handle, and actually, you do get an item.
You do get an item.
Oh, you do.
I learned that too.
Huh.
Yeah, there is an item that is provided. You can't see it, but it is there.
When they check the inventory,
I know in earlier builds that was not possible. So that's strange. It's welcome, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, one day there have been scenes where that's the only Hand Brother suit.
So MaCobra is following Mitch on the route to 3-8.
Mitch in the lead, but this floor.
Oh, random cheap underwater. Got him.
Cheap literally went, gotcha. Where do you think you're going, little brother?
So 1-4. He opts to play 1-4 instead. Mitch is in the World 2 fort. Pretty good bet that the other fort is World 1 fort.
So MaCobra is now a little bit behind because of that mistake earlier on with that fall. Mitch is in the spike room, is taking it very carefully.
And through the thwomps is MaCobra.
We're in 2-3 now with a boss pass. This could be tricky. Boss pass has the tendency to control.
The trickiest. Oh, good move, good maneuvering with Mitch on that one.
So a nice clear of 2-3 there. And there's the boss pass for MaCobra.
And for those still joining us on the front page, that's about that. Join us on twitch.tv/speedgaming. We're out of time there. We'll see you over on our own page.
Stay on the channel. So in the meantime, go ahead.
Mitch is going for the item. Is it going to be good? It
was a Starman, and not what he was looking for, but I'm sure he'll make use of it. Ooh, he got hit by the Fire Brother, and that one jumped just in time to avoid being bought, so lost a little time there.
Lost a little bit of time. That was a star, and the star was in the letter because nothing else was in the inventory, so we know it was a star in the letter now.
It looks like the world. Looks like the World 7 item was a Fire Flower.
Ah.
So MaCobra missed the getting the mushroom in the Hammer Brothers stage, but he is going to get the leave here, so he is still fortunate to pull that off. Is going to go for the item here himself.
So a World 1-hit Larry and the World 6 airship. So 702 for Mitch. MaCobra, in spite of the 2 deaths, is closing in fast.
Yeah, he had actually some very good maneuvering to catch up.
Very good. It's a very good World 6 airship there. So the difference by my count is about 25, 26 seconds.
Flower in the letter, and we move on to World 2.
And Mitch is going to go do the fort. We found the wet fort, the water fort. We have the audio now on Mitch as he is in the lead.
So with the way this is setting up, yeah, this is a forced draw, so no hammer, unfortunately. This would be a good place for a hammer right now. Fortunately, that is not going to happen.
So Mitch completes the Boom Boom fight. MaCobra is following behind in the fort, but going to be a couple rooms behind here. And Mitch is going to take the Hammer Brother fight. That's going to give him his Jugend Cloud.
Nice find, considering that wasn't even... He kind of went out of his way.
And 2-1, excuse me. Follow suit again. Vanilla in world, but not obviously in position.
A little bit of French vanilla there.
A little French vanilla, a little chocolate in that vanilla there.
Another stage I often see Boss Bass in, but he didn't show up again today.
Cobra, in spite of a couple of awkward transitions, is going to go for his cloud as well.
Someone in the chat. Hot take, people who turn on random audio are sociopaths. Look, having followed a few of those speedrunners, having to listen to the same level of music all the time can get a little monotonous. I think random audio every once in a while doesn't hurt. But ooh,
wow, that Boss Bass kill!
How
he's
close
stuck
was
there.
that?
He was stuck in there.
Wow. How close was Mitch to disaster there?
Would have been good, that's for sure. MaCobra is actually going to have a slightly faster 7-9 here, just because... Oh, he got gold! He missed the jump.
I think that was intentional.
Oh, MaCobra got gold!
He's
The
the
big
cloud.
Boss
He's the cloud.
Bass got him, went gold.
No,
Where do you
I-
think you're going?
Yeah, I thought that was intentional. I looked like he did that on purpose.
Nom 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 nom.
Mitch actually triggered a coin ship by mistake, I think. So that could be problematic if the coin ship goes back to him.
And this is a newer beta stage in the randomizer. Very, very hard stage compared to others, but he got through it nicely.
This is the actual ones the one we spoke of earlier. This is the 1.6 beta actually. And for those wondering, yes, that was Cookie Monster. What else do you say after Boss Bass eats you?
Well, that was an intentional Boss Bass eat, so, because MaCobra used the Jugend Cloud right after. I was trying to point that out.
Still, it's probably the last chance I'll get to do it.
True.
So Mitch actually used the cloud to skip 3-3. So he's retained his lead here on Cobra. The 4-hit Thick Morton. So fairly salty this time at 11.25 for the wand grab.
So that high sodium diet that he partook in the last 30 minutes or so.
Ooh, Salty Morn does take MaCobra down to regular Super Mario here.
So 20 seconds separates our runners through 3 worlds.
Looks like we have updated our terms and conditions again.
Again? You updated them like an hour ago. Pete Wing and World 4 up.
So we got 3 forts visible. Yeah,
Mitch decides to take the fort.
Yeah, Mitch thought maybe I should, but U-turn takes care of the fort now. May as well.
Yeah, that's the correct
time-saving
move.
maneuver, actually.
That's the correct move. It's right there. You might as well do it, and you're gonna have to go back anyways. Yes, MaCobra used his cloud to skip 7-9.
Now, I think at this point, both racers are fairly warmed up. If they weren't warmed up before this, now we're deep in there. We are deep in.
So, so 5F2 was correct.
And yeah, you're talking about the runners being warmed up. They know this is the match for the tournament. They're going to put everything they can into this, leave it all on the floor, and make sure they put out the best game they can right now.
Mitch takes care of that first airship, gets it done, one hit.
Yeah, that was a
week.
That was a week, Iggy, and that was a very. These Fire Brothers have MaCobra's number today.
This is the front half done.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he didn't get a good item out of it either. Star.
Speaking of stars, the Forrest Gump saying there.
Tanuki Suit World 3 up next. No easy pipe check unless you had two hammers. Which
Oh!
we don't. Well, we might have a hammer.
Maybe a Ham Brothers suit.
Hey, we may.
What are the hand stages today? We're about to find out.
Hand stages. This round will have hammers.
Oh, ask and you shall receive.
There you go. So it's not enough to break away through the rest for the double hammer strat, but that is some very useful information going into World 3.
Notice that he took a second to look at the inventory to verify. Do I have another one of these? Nope, just one. Okay, gonna go play the stage. So he made sure before he just used the hammer. I will laugh if there is a hammer or another Hammer Brother fight on this.
Oh, I will say, yeah, that would be cruel.
I will laugh.
We got
double boss pass. That's how hungry boss pass is. It cloned itself. But Mitch says, no Mario for you.
No soup for you. No plumber. So Cobra is blazing through. I believe that's 3-4 right now.
For pipe check. No dice. But we have another pipe. And as soon as we see, we have two other pipes, but a Hammer Brother between them. We find no dice.
Oh, MaCobra ends up taking a dip and has to jump to avoid one of those boss bass.
Now, Mitch opts to take the top pipe again. Looks like he's going to go for the port.
By the way, that was another hammer.
This, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we love Rando. Sometimes it just trolls you.
Yeah, I thought, wait a second, that can't be. I watched for chat to confirm, and they're like, yep, that was another hammer.
Well, it is what it is.
So this is ultimately the correct play by both players, taking just going by the route. Nice wall jump there by Mitch.
We have a call in chat for the canoe to be used.
I mean,
okay,
it
so
doesn't lead. Well, never mind. Mitch finds the island. No locks there. He goes straight to.
Well, there was actually a lock on the island.
He did unlock it though.
Yeah, we had a forward already, so that's unlocked. And we have a strong Wendy finally. Oh, hitboxed. 2, stun locked.
Uh-oh.
3. Oh, he's dead.
Oh!
Wendy got her meal and got her frosty. She's extra hype.
As at least a 2-hitter, so it's a minimum Dave single.
So, Wendy, the revenge of Wendy.
How dare you take out all the side cells earlier? She wants her revenge.
Yeah,
But it is
3.
still a Dave single, so nothing higher than a Dave single today. 1, 1, 2, 3, 3 for Wendy.
And now both MaCobra and Mitch going into the 6th world in the rotation.
They're almost synced up.
Yeah, they are.
Last prediction, guys. What's it gonna be?
What do we have
5
left?
or 6?
I'll go
5 or
with
6. Call it now.
I'll go with 6. We had 5 last twice already.
Huh.
There you go.
And there's 6.
So 4 to 2 pipes. Correct. Mitch making the correct play here.
I didn't catch the letter.
Over's gambling. All right.
And the final, world distribution for game number 5, 7, 1, 2, 4, 3, 6, 5, and 8.
So MaCobra is going for it. He is going to gamble that the fort is not required. If he's right, this saves him some time.
It's a bit of a gamble at this point, but sometimes you have to make a gamble in order to pull off the win. He is going to use the hammer here. I mean, there's nowhere else to really use at this point. Except maybe that one spot in World 5. Oh wait, that's not really a bridge. Never mind. Not there.
There is another rock. No, never mind. That is a rock. Yeah. I think we were both thinking the same thing here.
Maybe. And Mitch is going to take to the skies.
There is another rock before the back half of World 6, so it may become useful.
We have much to run on MaCobra's side. Haven't seen this on Mitch's side yet, so there is a divergence here. Oh, 3-7. This is another stage I usually see Boss fast frequent, but he's not home today. Also taking to the skies there. He's taking advantage of the ability to fly.
And gets it done.
Chad is correct. This is the first time we've seen 3-7.
Very true. And my brother fight on Mitch's side avoids it with the beautiful clip. Mitch found it. He's at the end.
Nicely done.
Moment
And
of truth,
MaCobra
is this
will
it?
not be far behind by virtue of finding
Yep.
it. What?
MaCobra's got to go back, and this is going to cost.
Yeah.
This
could be catastrophic, folks.
This could be the end. This could be it.
This could be the deciding factor right here.
And Lowe's Cards fan in the chat, Jumbo Shrimp. That's what we have here.
Yep, we had the Jumbo Shrimp Lemmy. Twice, I think we had that. So
And once again, a wild Tanuki appears.
Come on.
It's not over. It really depends on World 8 being World 8, but that could be it could very well be the turning point of the race. Mitch going into World 5.
Apparently the command today was egg rolls from the princess.
Ah.
So 6-2, I think, is making its debut tonight. I don't think we've seen this level yet.
No, we haven't.
We have not. And we have an anchor. That, of course, for those joining us, anchors are wild. It cannot be the hammer, but anything else is up for grabs.
MaCobra losing his Tanuki suit, so no command for him.
Well, he actually had a P-wing. He didn't have it.
Oh, it was a P-wing, my mistake.
Ah.
So 80
Forehand levels. At this point, it's just a level to beat. That hammer is useless now.
We can't use that anymore. We hear you like hammers.
Ooh.
Oh, this guy is ugly.
Yeah, an interesting distribution there.
Yeah, this is ugly. There's gonna be some stages to do here. So MaCobra is working on 6-2 right now. Has a Starman out, so it just goes right through that fire snake. Oh no! What a miss!
Oh no!
Anchor was a music box.
Not very useful for the purpose we want it for. But MaCobra just lost more time to an unfortunate fall in 6-2. He missed the platform and took the long fall.
So Mitch playing both forts correctly is now on his way. MaCobra finally finishing 6-2. Mitch is in 7-2.
He's going to have to get the note blocks here because I don't think he's going to be able to make it over this unless he can get P-speed, which he's trying to do. But those fire snakes are making it impossible. He could have taken advantage of that one if he got it at the right time and jumped across, but he's just going to take the power up and, boy, they are being persistent. They usually are. Look at these things. Bounce a couple note blocks and call it a day.
Let's hope his platforming is correct there. He leave himself a little bit of room to... Oh, MaCobra's guessing wrong here, unfortunately. This is not going to help him.
And first... And he just got thwomped.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is not going to help him. This is going to put him farther behind, and so Mitch is well on his way here in Game 5.
And we have 1-2 on tap with a boss bass.
And I don't think this one's getting fed either.
If he plays 6F2, he'll save him. MaCobra will basically break even, but he's got to pick correctly here.
He needs to pick correctly to even have a chance now.
He did not. He picked Navy.
Oh, yeah, we have not. It's not Navy.
It's over.
But still come down to a bad World 8. I have seen massive comebacks in World 8 before, so it's not over yet. In fact, I think we just had one of those last game.
Yeah.
MaCobra finding the lead.
It's just a matter. It is Mitch's to lose.
At this point, it really is. So he is on the airship right now and going to jump over that flame and do some deft maneuvering. This is the World 7 airship, one of the hardest platforming airship in the game, usually because it is the last one.
Appropriately enough.
Indeed. But he does get to the pipe, and he does drop in on Roy. And Roy is going to be 2, 3, 4,
full hitter.
5 hitter.
That wasn't enough. He needed 5.
So 2703 for Mitch.
MaCobra is now working his way through 7-2. Bop. And into the pipe.
So, how many bridges for the last time?
Well, here we go.
We gotta have a 3.
And on to HE double hockey sticks.
We gotta have a 3, and if it's a 3, then this is Mitch's race to lose. But if it's anything less than 3, MaCobra can bring this back.
Well, Mitch has got 2 pipes and potentially 2 fourths here. We got Navy for sure, which is actually Air Force. He goes Rando logic.
Now, there's going to be another aspect that comes into play now. We are getting into the final world of the final match in 5 races. There's going to be some pressure on Mitch Flowerpower right now, especially because now he's in World 8. This is his chance to win the championship. He did lose in 2018 in that championship and lost to MaCobra in the semifinals. So there is going to be that pressure in play right now. This could cause some mistakes. I remember
calling that last match. He does a 100-coin U-turn there.
Yes.
And I remember calling that match. He frog shooted in the penultimate match to allow Duckfist to tie the match up.
You might be triggering some reactions to that. That is very common situation. That's very commonly known.
I know. Like I said, I'm not putting any bias on this. I'm just telling you what happened. I've learned from the mistake of calling the fact that Mitch blew a lead.
So Mitch is kind of bouncing around here on the routing. He kind of Oh, wow.
That is a move
there. Okay, so
we found a lock.
Nothing doing there.
He's found a lock. It looks like he's trying to figure out, okay, what do I have to do here?
So a 2+ minute deficit for MaCobra here. Mitch is checking the pipe in the 8 fort location. What do we got? All right.
We have a fort.
I think that pipe next to the one he exited out of, I think that's it, and I think there might be 1 bridge, I think.
I didn't catch it.
So, I think.
Well, we'll see if this is what builds it. If he goes back, then it probably is 1 bridge.
Yeah. So then it's just a question, which one is it?
And this is where MaCobra can get time back if he plays the right stage.
Well, unfortunately,
that's it.
It's over.
Well, he still has to get through this fort first, but this won't be a problem, and I don't think Bowser's Castle will be a problem either, because that's the one stage you see every seed. So they have a lot of practice at that Bowser's Castle stage, and that was a very quick North 6 fort. So we are about to enter Bowser's Castle, and Mitch Flowerpower, in his second try at the championship, is about to dethrone the defending champ. He just has to have a clean Bowser's Castle. MaCobra finds stage that you'd rather not play, 7-5, and takes the 100-coin fine. But Mitch Flowerpower goes for the clip, doesn't get it, has fire, no Hammer Brothers suits, is going to go through with fire. Is up to the everyman's clip.
Most famous clip. Gets with the world's most famous clip. Does he get
mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese on the big one.
So now he just has to get how many fireballs? 30 fireballs? 35?
35.
35 fireballs into Bowser. And as soon as he does that, he's the champion. Gets out of the way.
There it is. We have our 2020 champion. Get out the GGs for the last time this tournament as Mitch Flowerpower in his 3rd try is indeed the charm as he wins the 2020 tournament and finishes with an official SRL time of 32 minutes on the nose.
Very good time in the final seed.
32 minutes even. And new World Mario 3 Rando champ, Mitch Flowerpower.
I see what you were going for there. MaCobra, I'm just going to see if he actually saw the channel. He did not. He did not respond. Yes, although actually no, he did respond. He did say GG. Congrats to him already. So he is aware that the finish did go in, and he is aware that he is coming in second place in this tournament. But no shame in MaCobra's game at all. Definitely a well-contested match and very well played by both runners. So we're going to have him finish up. Meanwhile, we're going to see if... go ahead.
Here he is. And new.
What up?
And new world champ match. Congratulations, GG.
It only took 3 years.
So
God, I'm exhausted though, man. 4.5 hours is hard, dude. Holy jump in game 5.
that's kind of the point. We want to test those skills, and boy, you guys put on a terrific set of matches here. And okay, so game 4, you know, with the Trolley World 8, how nervous were you after that going into game 5?
I'd say I was a little nervous, just because, you know, this is, it's game 5, right? There's no, right? With game 4, it was like, if I lose, we got another game 5, so the pressure's not super hot, but with, game 5, there's no joke.
Right. And,
So-
you had led through most of game 4, and then just Fort Lock got you, and MaCobra guessed right, and that was it. But in game 5, you had all of the luck as far as guessing right on the forts, and ultimately what swung it was you went straight for the fort in World 6. MaCobra gambled, figuring that it wouldn't be it.
Yeah, we needed both of them, don't we? Or didn't we? Or no, we only needed the one, and then we had to get to the other pipe past the little 2-level section, right?
Right.
Can I
Yeah.
interrupt for a second? Can I interrupt for a second just to confirm that?
But the MaCobra52 official SRL time 34:22. Go ahead.
And make sure you stay with us for the Zelda 1 randomizer coming up at 11 o'clock as well. We will keep the channel on the air for that. That will be following our broadcast. Go ahead, Pearl.
Okay, so, but yeah, World 6 is ultimately what swung it in Game 5, and you staked yourself to a pretty nice lead, and then World 5 went in your favor as well, with getting the 2 forts correctly there. So,
I thought I lost when I died on that boss. Did you guys see that? I stomped on her, I went right through her, and because she was heavy, I got stunned. There's nothing I could have done there. That's like a guaranteed death. That really tilted me. That really frustrated me because I did what I was supposed to do, and you go right through the boss.
Yeah, and in your case, MaCobra had a couple of untimely deaths. 6-2 in particular really hurt him. But that...
the auto-scroller level?
Yeah.
Ooh, I had a leaf, so I did that one pretty quick.
Yeah. In that case, yeah, I think it was just a bad input or something, and it was late in the level too, which is even worse.
And by the way,
that
MaCobra,
happened to me in one of the other levels in game 4, I think it was, wasn't it? Well, no, it was 2-4. The big hammer brother got me like halfway through. And it's like, that's such a big time loss.
by the way, MaCobra,
Go
just
ahead.
to interrupt for a second, MaCobra is joining us now as well, so he's with us too now. GG.
GG.
Yo, what up,
GG,
MaCobra?
Hey, GG guys. GG Mitch, man, what a series.
I know, dude. 4.5 hours. Were you expecting to play this long?
I kind of expect to go 5 games, to be honest.
I can't believe we went 5 games, dude. I got trolled by 2 World 8s in those 5 games. So annoying, man. The locks, and it looks like it got you in game 5 there, flip flopping all over the place. So I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't quite figure that one out. I just then she found the right pipe, and I was by the time I was getting there, you're not dunning. So, but man, what a series!
Yeah, for sure. And all the matches really, World 8, I think, played a major role in 3 of the matches for sure. Games 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 4, definitely. It all hinged on World 8.
Yeah, Yeah.
Even game 3 actually, because there was only about a 20-second difference between you guys going into World 8, and then World 8 worked out pretty well for you, Mitch, in game 3. So,
I had no frog suits, MaCobra, so I couldn't give you that extra, you know. I tried the anchor and it gave me a music box, so I couldn't. There's nothing there.
Well, I did notice that game 4 was the one where the World 8 did World 8 things for sure, because you were fairly ahead in that race, Mitch.
Yeah, and, I lost due to the World 8. Yeah.
Yeah, you played 2 forts, MaCobra didn't play, and that gave him the win because he did the one that he needed first, and we were trying to figure it out ourselves. We realized, oh wait, MaCobra's in the lead now because he's now going through what you'd already done, and he had the first fort done. So that was a very interesting race, that particular one.
Randomizer is so much fun to watch, but oh boy, man, when you're halfway through a seed, you're just like, oh my god, when will this end? Because it's just chaos sometimes, and it's such a mind battle, right? Half the time you think you're behind, but you're in the lead, and you base your decisions on being behind, and do I just go for the closest fortress, or do I go for the, I don't even...
Yeah. It is a battle, kind of wills, and you're kind of playing both against your opponent, but also the seed. Like, how nice is this seed? How awful is it? How nasty can it get? And by and large, actually, our seeds tonight, there wasn't a single seed over 40 minutes. 37:58 was the highest time. So overall, you guys were moving at a very good clip throughout. And game 4 was a jet seed.
Oh yeah, I thought we were gonna break like a record for seed 4 because we almost entered World 8 at like 19 minutes. It was almost right. We hit World 8 at 20 minutes.
Yeah,
22, like 22, and 23:09. So yeah, you guys flying, and then World 8 just hit you guys over the head with a chair, basically.
Oh yeah.
As it does. The nicer it is up front, the worse it usually is in World 8. You don't usually get the two to sync together like that. So, MaCobra, we got a question about the sub 30. Like that's what you needed to stay into this.
Yeah, that game 4.
Amazing time.
Yeah.
Thanks. You don't see that too often in bracket flags.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Okay, I was just going to ask a question to Mitch Flowerpower here. So, Mitch Flowerpower, you had the monkey from 2018 on your back, dogging you for the last 2 years. You are now the new Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Tournament Champion for 2020. How does that feel?
That's right. It took me a long time. Okay, it was a lot of work. I had to do a lot of Rocky training, and inevitably, I had to go up against Mr. Cobra again. This was our second time, right, for the finals?
Yeah. Semifinals last year.
Well, regardless, and I still barely even beat him. Right? I had to get to game 5, and he beat me in the first game, and that's when you have a best of 5 and you lose the first game. I think that's the biggest tilt in the run. And then because if you lose the second one, you have to play another 3 games if you think you're gonna win. So it's yeah.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Interestingly, I think, and I'd have to go through my records to be sure, but I think whoever won the first game actually ended up losing a lot of the matches throughout the bracket stages. But I know third place game, that was because Haxor won game 1, and then they seesawed the next 3 games, and then Paradox ended up winning game 5. But I know, like your match against me, Mitch, I won game 1, and you took games 2 and 3 off of me.
Yeah.
I think MaCobra against Tapatio, I think he took game 1, and then you took games 2 and 3. So actually, if anything, it's worse to win the first game because you've got all this extra pressure.
Yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard. You got the tilt of losing, and then you got the tilt of winning. Like, what? There's no escape of it. And I don't know. Near the end there, I was really 4.5 hours is a very long time. Best of 5, I think, can be pretty hard, but you know, it's only once a year. It's not the end of the world, I guess.
Yeah, it really tests your endurance for sure. And
well, I was saying the same thing in my stream. It was like maybe I don't have to outsmart my opponent. Maybe I just have to like outstam, you know, my opponent.
Yeah,
it made no difference. That didn't work.
Well, congrats once again, Mitch, on winning the 2020 tournament. Hope to see you in 21. We'll see what crazy stuff Fred can come up with between now and then to make this even more randomized than it already is.
Question.
Yo.
Is this your first Mario 3 tournament win?
No, I got second place against Duckfist because I did frog because I'm a dum dum.
Oh, you count that win?
Right. Yeah,
we'll count that.
Your words, bud. Your words.
It's true. Well, I didn't win. He won. I was winning in the Bowser battle, but there was this like unspoken rule that everyone should be, you know, frog suit for the final. Someone's got to do it, and I don't know. It was dumb. I shouldn't have done that, and it lost me.
So we have a question from the chat I want to throw in. Let me see what this is. Osiris099, I think, asked this. Mitch, he wants to know about the hand stage selection in World 8 Game 4.
Okay, that was just strictly spam. Like, because you're in the dark section, so I just pressed down and I just tapped A and I entered the level. And in my mind, I honestly thought I was ahead enough where I could just play the level and go through. But I was so far, like I might have been ahead, but it didn't matter because the 2 fortress difference. I ended up doing what, 4 forts in that world?
Yeah,
at least three. I
think you did the set, but yeah.
Yeah, there's one game I entered 8-2 on a whim. I didn't mean to. I just hit A thinking it was a pipe, and I just went in and I decided to play it anyway. I was like, oh, it may be required. Might as well.
We got another question. We got another question for you.
Hold on a sec. MaCobra, that World 5 in the last seed there, did you go straight, when you came through the pipe, did you go straight down and do the first blue one at the bottom, and then that broke the lock beside the closest fortress, or did you go around?
I ended up playing all 3 forts there.
Oh, you went around, and yeah, that one only unlocked that one, and then the other one didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, with 3 Fort World 5s, you know that the blue fort's guaranteed to break a lock, but you know the other one could be either or. So I just went to the closest one.
Yeah.
I have one more chat question for Mitch here, and this is from Pound N, who asked this. Again, those on YouTube watching can't see that. That's why I'm reading the names out here. Pound N asks to Mitch, going into World 8 in this last game, did you think you were ahead or behind?
I thought I was behind because of my death on the Wendy battle. Did you hear what happened?
We saw that.
Cobra?
Yeah, we saw that.
I did not.
Okay. So I stomped her, hit her once, right? She was only a 3-hitter. I stomped her a second time. I went right through her, and because she was like, I didn't even hit her, went through her. I went right through her. I don't even think I hit her. And then she was stomping, and I got locked, and I ended up dying. I didn't even.
Man.
I went right through her. I gotta like contact some like coder or something. Fix these bosses up, you know. Even throw it in the vanilla game. Get rid of this go through it crap.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind fixing the boxes.
So
yeah. That tilted me.
Well, thanks everybody for watching, and as always, please give our runners a follow if you haven't already. Standing match between 2 of our top randomizer and really Mario 3 players in general. We got 2 of our very best here putting on a great show for you tonight. So to wrap this up, thanks to everyone who participated as a player in this tournament, making this one of our best tournaments, I think, and truly a very competitive one from start to finish with some outstanding matches and some very memorable moments.
Absolutely.
I just want to say one thing for everyone watching and the chat and front page. Just remember, none of us get paid for this. We do this all out of the kindness of our heart. We do this because it's entertaining. We all enjoy it. Fred works super hard to get the randomizer going, and Proa 007, he works really hard to get the scheduling. He's got to keep track of 60 people sometimes, make sure everything's set and going and the rules. So make sure that you guys show some love and chat and some big appreciation for this, because this is not at all our job. This is just a hobby, a passion, and we do it for you guys because it's awesome. So thank all of you guys.
Speaking of doing things out of the kindness of your heart, since Rick mentioned the chat about 9 minutes ago, I want to bring this up so you can talk about this a little bit, because this is on Speed Gaming as well. You have your Speed Gaming or SMB3 point-based tournament. Do you want to talk about that a little bit for those who are here for the first time?
Yeah, it's going to be on the Speed Gaming channel tomorrow. The same channel, I'm pretty sure, and it's going to start at the same time that this tournament started. It will not be on front page, so you're going to have to give Speed Gaming a follow, you guys. Everyone in chat right now, give Speed Gaming a follow, because I am hosting and I created a Super Mario Bros. 3 point system tournament, and it's not solely about time, but it's still speedrunning. But you guys should just come and check it out. Type exclamation SMB3 in the chat right now, and there should be a command, and you guys have links, schedules, brackets. All the top tier Mario 3 runners are going to be in it. MaCobra here, he's in it. I think he has his match tomorrow as well. So if this isn't enough for you guys, make sure you type in exclamation SMB3 and get those links and really follow along with the schedule and the challenge and all the brackets. You guys are going to love it. It's a big twist to speedrunning. You're all going to love it.
Okay, so with that said, again, make sure you follow both the runners. Make sure you come check that event out tomorrow as well. Should be very exciting. Make sure to also follow Matty J316, who joined Pro and myself at the commentary booth today. And do you have any last thoughts, Matty J, before we wrap up and toss over to Zelda 1?
Thank you very much, GG, to everyone who played. Congratulations to both runners for an excellent series this evening. I think we're all done. So long from the Mushroom Kingdom, everybody.
And with that said, I'm going to say my final farewell here, but make sure you stay tuned, because next on this channel, for those watching live, Zelda 1 Randomizer Random Percent Tournament, Random Effect versus Truant Gamer. That should be a great match. Game 3 of a 3-game series there is coming up next on Speed Gaming. Those of you watching on YouTube, this is the end of the playlist. This is it. But you can go get that and all the other events on our Speed Gaming channel on YouTube. Go check out all the other playlists, or just go back and watch the rest of this tournament. There's some great races there. You're going to enjoy them. So I'm going to say my goodbye here, and I think the best person to close for us today is Proa. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Proa, you get the final word.
So, yeah, as I said, thanks to everyone who participated in this tournament. As always, you guys are the ones who made this, and this was a outstanding tournament with some very competitive play. Even though we had fewer players this year than last year, I think the field of play was in a lot of ways superior, because we had a lot of people who made rapid improvements, both new and old runners, and you could see it in group play, and you saw it in the brackets, and you just saw it in the day-to-day activity. So thanks to all for that. Thanks to all of the people who volunteered to do commentator roles in this tournament. You guys were outstanding. I rarely had to harangue somebody for a match. Everybody was very enthusiastic, and everybody did a terrific job across the board. So once again, thank you all for that. Thanks to Speed Gaming for continuing to host us and for giving us a platform and a home. The work that our tournament organizers, Miss Metroid, Adirondack Rick, Cyclone, Feasel, all you guys did a terrific job and really made this a seamless process for all of us. And my fellow tournament admins, MaCobra52, Human Mustard, and It's Paranoia, they all did a great job behind the scenes, keeping things going and helping out where they could, and they did a terrific job. And hopefully we will be in the Speed Gaming Live 2020 as a live event like we were last year in the fall. So hopefully we get a lot of people to just sign up for that, and we will see you all there for sure. And we will be having weeklies on Saturdays starting on Speed Gaming starting 2 weeks from tonight on the 18th. And in the meantime, we have our Challenge Cup final next Saturday. So keep an eye out for that. And thanks again to everybody who watched. And please give our runners a follow, and give our commentators a follow, and give Speed Gaming a follow. So thanks all, and have a great night.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.
And there's an SG Live link in the live chat, so check that out as well. And have a good night, everyone. Stay tuned for Zelda 1 Randomizer coming up next.